Everybody, welcome back to Pretty Dirty. I am here with somebody who I have been obsessed with for many, many years, the OG of matchmaking, the OG of dating advice, Miss Patti Stanger. And I cannot wait to dive into today's episode. We are going to learn so much. We're going to get all the juicy details, and I hope you guys enjoy this episode. So I had a very serious boyfriend. So I was in the middle of my divorce and I met somebody and I started dating him seriously. And he's probably the guy that I should have ended up marrying, but I just didn't have enough space in between.
In other words, it was too much.
I self-sabotaged. I put him through, I was like,
so you didn't know who you were.
I didn't know who I was.
And you didn't know you had a good egg.
I didn't know anything.
And you didn't realize there are not a lot of good eggs out there, let alone in California.
I was like, like, maybe the grass is greener on the other side. You know, I'm like, the grass is fucking dead.
If you've been married for that long, you want to go out and sow your oats.
True.
But at the same time, if a good egg comes along and the universe gives you a good, Easter egg, and you don't see that, you're screwed.
I knew
because it is so hard. Like, you're single, so now you know how hard it is.
And then you compare. I think when you go from one relationship so quickly, and I wasn't in love with my husband when we got divorced. I was more or less that I had a lot of guilt around the divorce with the children.
Were you like roommates?
We weren't like roommates.
You did have sex?
There was no emotional bond anymore.
Sex?
I would have sex. We would have sex, but it was more like a chore. And there was.
You mean like you didn't want to have sex with him?
I didn't want to have sex with him.
Oh
no.
my God. That was
I just wasn't attracted to him.
The breakup? You still were having sex?
No, with my ex-husband. No,
I was like, then you'd really.
At that point, I was like, I don't have to do any of that shit anymore. No,
so you'd be like, okay, it's Monday night, we have to do it.
Right.
Okay.
Or you took me out to dinner, so that means I have to
bought me
have
a
sex with
Birkin.
you.
All right, I'll go down on you.
I was doing and my mom. I mean, I'm raised big Jewish Italian family.
You're Jewish?
Yes.
Who's Jewish? Mom or
my
dad?
Mom, of course.
So
my mother.
you're
and my dad.
You're
my
a
dad's
triber.
Yeah. And what?
Meaning you're one of the tribe.
I'm one of the tribe, yeah. So it's funny that you asked that because every time someone's like, I'm Jewish, I'm like, who's Jewish, your mom or your dad?
And by the way, I was biologically not born Jewish. My mom was Catholic.
Really?
And my dad was Jewish biologically.
And she didn't convert for him when she got married?
I was adopted. So they never were together, and I was raised in a Jewish family. So I was dating this religious guy at one point. I don't know what got into me. He was super cute, though. And tall and Jewish is very rare, and I got one of those. And he comes to my mother's house. I think it was Passover. And he was raised in yeshiva and the whole thing. And he says to my mother, if I marry your daughter, she's going to have to do conversion in a mikvah. And my mom goes, what? She's Jewish. And she goes, I don't care about your Orthodox ways. We're conservative. Get the F out of my house.
Your mother says this to the tall Jewish man.
She threw him out.
Was he a good egg, though?
No, bad egg.
He wasn't a good egg.
And he was a bad egg.
Really?
Good-looking, hot bad egg, which is my weakness. I have a weakness for those types.
I think a lot of us do.
I always went for sex over money. So everybody goes, why are you single? And I go, because I never wanted to pay out at the end. And I go, no, I've been engaged twice, but I'm not taking care of it.
Are you single right now?
Yeah, I'm single right now. And this is a new era for me. I was 2 years single.
Okay.
I had a bad relationship. Really the one... It was only 10 months, but it was the one, we were going to get married, that shook me to the core because I learned so much from this one relationship out of all my other relationships, and I learned about narcissism. My dad was an alcoholic narcissist, so was the ex, and I learned about how to spot it, how to see it, the love bombers, the games, the manipulation. Like, I learned everything. I am like a born detective.
Right.
I can see it and goodbye.
That's so funny because I just had this last year of my life was the exact same thing, and I
think women are waking up. By the way, I think it's the women's wake up era that we are like, if it's not better than our piece, get out. So that's good.
I think though that I don't know if you agree with this, but because I've had that experience this last year, it seems like you've also had that experience.
And I'm older than you.
Well, and you got away with it. You got away with a long run without experience.
Because we didn't know. Because I have to be honest with social media is a gift because it taught us. Whereas if you go to a therapist, you're going to we'll learn about it next week. We'll talk about it the week after that. Here now we're like, oh my God, yes. I met narcissistic experts on the road who are narcissists, know they are, diagnosed, and they would show me how I got played. And then I went back to all my relationships and I was played the whole time. I just didn't know it.
So you've had a type. So you think you've dated a lot of narcissists?
Types, yeah.
Really?
There's a lot out there. People go, we throw it around. No.
That's true.
If they have no empathy, like if your mom was raised to take abuse, which my mom was, she wasn't raised by my grandparents. She just liked pretty nice things and she took the abuse, like you did the chore. It's a very similar thing. We were servants. So if my mom was like that, she cooked, she cleaned, she took care of the men, I automatically went into that. And now we know scientifically, women who cook get less than women who don't.
I have seen this, and I was raised the same way.
Because we're Jewish, you're Jewish and Italian.
They're like, my mom was the one who told me if you want to keep your husband, learn to give a blowjob.
Through the stomach, through the stomach and downtown.
I was like, okay. And so I want to be a good wife. And I was a good fucking wife. Still wasn't, enough. But I was also very young, and I'm good friends with my ex now. But I heard you talking about this recently where you said that men fall in love by doing things for the woman.
Vasopressin. That's a science.
Right.
It is everything's biology, by the way.
We like to follow the science.
But we didn't know that till the last 2 years. So vasopressin means he is going to feel good when he does good.
Yeah.
We're the reverse. Okay? So he's going to feel good by doing good. When he does good and he impresses you, pumped up chest, right? And then after vasopressin, he goes to oxytocin. We get oxytocin the minute we have sex. And it could be a bad orgasm. We're still getting oxytocin.
Because we're getting the closeness.
Except when you go into menopause, then your hormones change. Prior to that, it's like 50 and under. Okay? So when he does vasopressin, he goes to oxytocin. He's bonded. So that's why when women are over the relationship, like you were, at the end of the relationship, you're over it. You're done, and then you leave, and he falls apart. So what does he do to save himself from falling apart? He finds the next girl, because that will be, I don't have to grieve.
100%.
I don't have to heal myself. I will go from one to the next. Now, a narcissist always has backup. It's called supply. So they'll go from next to next, and there is a game.
Or they have them at the same time they're dating you.
Where they have no empathy whatsoever. They feel nothing.
But they pretend to have empathy. The words.
They have empathy for themselves. Now, they can manipulate you and say, oh, I feel so...
Right.
But the line will be, instead of saying, what can I do for you? I'm so sorry you feel that way.
Or it's the victim then mentality that where they pick everything in their head to say, wait, I'm actually the victim in this. You did this, you did that, you did that.
And they tell their family and friends. So the minute you leave, like when I broke up, he's like, oh, she yelled at me and she wanted me to pay for all the dates. And I'm like, and any father would have gone, of course she did.
And?
Yeah, but... We live in California. We're not on the East Coast where the values of the Midwest and the East Coast and the South are running the street. We live in California where it's like 50-50, or you make more money, you pay for that. And this is 18 to 80. This is not like one age group. So we are now learning faster. And if you hate social media, I'm sorry for you, because I learned so much from this that I could have never gotten it. It would have taken me 2 lifetimes in therapy to learn this.
When I went through this last breakup, and I mean, I wouldn't say that he was a narcissist because that is like an actual diagnosis, but a lot of traits, right? And very traumatizing.
He has narcissistic traits.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the love bombing, all of the terms that are all over the internet, right? And it's so textbook when you figure
it out. Oh my
God.
The minute you, like, that's what happened with me. So I'm studying, Dr. Imani and all these experts, and then she does what they do from one to the one to the one to the next, and they're not always rich and putting you on yachts and buying you Birkins.
No.
That's not what this is about. This is about
mind control.
The minute you relax in the relationship, the flip happens. Yes. They start getting nasty with you. They start pulling back. No more morning I loves you beautifuls. And you've already come addicted. You're bonding to that. You're getting a dopamine hit
trauma
from
bond.
That. Exactly.
Crazy.
And then what they put you through the roller coaster. And then they have the supply at the end. And when they drop you, ghost you, and go to the next, like it was nobody's business, and you had plans to get married or move in or whatever, you're like, what just happened? That's textbook.
This is, so to give you, and I feel like this is all I've been talking about on the podcast recently, but it's relevant because it had just happened to me. Bought a house with my ex. We moved in together. He was needing outside supply of validation from other women. The 3-month I had known him forever. We were on and again, off again, which is obviously a red flag. But I was like, let's just be serious this time. Let's move in together. Let's just do it. Once it got serious, once I was fully committed, once he knew that I was there, he flipped the script. And it also, it was like he was angry at me.
They get mean.
I'm like, why are you mad at me? I'm giving you everything.
There's a very famous person from reality TV. I won't say her name on the air. I'll tell you afterwards. And she went through many marriages. Okay. And on the one before this marriage, he got mean to her. He's now dating an A-lister. So you can get what I'm talking about. And she told me the story of that. I go, why'd you break up with him? She goes, he got mean. And it was a textbook narcissistic move. Like total narcissism. And I read the room on that because I was getting better. Like, I'll give you an example. Women are taught to be nurturers from day one.
Right.
So we are taught to be servants, give. There are exceptions to the rule, but 90% of us are taught to give. Okay. You go on a date with somebody, they do an inappropriate thing, and you're like, oh, he was drunk, he didn't mean it. But
make excuses.
And what we tolerate is what we get. And it gets worse and worse from there. So on the first date, I'm like, he's going to show you who he is.
Right.
Just pay attention to the cues.
But will he? Because
yes.
This is actually one of my questions for you. How
Sometimes
do you
it's too good to be
spot
true.
But and I think too, we're taught also as women to romanticize everything, romanticize dating, romanticize marriage, romanticize love, romanticize, the happily ever after.
Correct.
And so we're not thinking, like in your book and what you teach, I feel like it's not romantic. It's
No.
like follow the facts, follow the science.
Like when I'm teaching you how to date, like Become Your Own Matchmaker, which I have on Amazon, you can get it, or audio. I'm teaching you how my grandmother's recipe, because the biology hasn't changed, just the technology. So I'm teaching you how it works. And if you want to go off grid, namaste, but don't come back to me. I slept with him on the first date, and now he's like, he was all over me for 6 weeks, and now he's changed. I can't help that.
Yeah.
That's biology.
What are the red flags? So what are though?
Okay, I'll give you a red flag. I went
How
on
to spot though a narcissist, because they're so nice, they're so loving, even if they're not love bombing.
I went on a Christmas Eve date from a guy. He had lived here. He moved out of state. He was visiting.
You went on a date with somebody on Christmas Eve?
He called me out of the blue.
Okay.
I had no plans for Christmas Eve. I had plans for Christmas. Okay. And he said to me, hey, what are you doing? And I was doing Jeff Lewis's radio show that morning. So I was like, oh, I'll have hair and makeup. I'll go.
Right.
It was like one of
convenient.
those. Yeah, it was okay. And he picked this restaurant around the corner from my house. Beautiful restaurant, great food. And he's cute. He looks like my ex. He's like 6'3", really handsome. And we sit down, and he was a total type. Catholic boy. I love those Catholic boys. I know my Catholic boys.
Yeah.
And so he orders, I don't drink.
Okay.
But I don't mind if anyone else drinks. I just don't want an alcoholic. So he orders 2 glasses of wine, and he said, in my family, we have a rule. We have 2 drinks of whatever before we order the meal. I thought, okay, alcoholic. So I didn't say anything. So we have the food. It was a very long date because I'm there for a while. He's drinking. I'm not drinking. And we go to get the car. He pays the valet, which is one of my things. If you don't do that, forget it. And I want a serious relationship. So I'm open. I'm very open right now. And so he kisses me, and he can't wait to see me. And the next day he's sending me jokes and funny things. And then he sends me an inappropriate kind of racist, sexual cartoon thing that I went, no. And then he says, what are you doing New Year's Eve? And I said, I have a friend who's in a band that I can go listen to at the Ritz-Carlton, but otherwise I don't really have plans. And I don't know if I'm going to do anything because it's kind of rainy in LA. We weren't feeling it.
Right.
And so he didn't ask me out for New Year's Eve, red flag. So he said he went home, back to Dallas early. And the next day he wished me Happy New Year, and I didn't answer. And it was all there. It was all there.
All the signs.
All there. All the signs. Like, if you went this road, he would have to tolerate his bad behavior, which is something my mother did. She was married 3 times, and she tolerated bad behavior because her mother told you all men are the same.
Right.
This is the way they are.
Yes.
No, they aren't.
Are they not, though?
No, they aren't. There are good men who have empathy, who are not feminine, who are not too feminine, just in the middle zone, just right. They understand your pain and suffering.
Yeah.
And they
Frontal lobe
and
fully
they will
developed.
Not. They're highly evolved. They're healed. There's not a lot of them.
They're
probably
taken. They're
probably
all
like
taken.
16% of the population. But at the end of the day, they're out there. All you need is one. And you don't have to tolerate their bad behavior because they know if the bad behavior, you will run and they will lose you. And they're not willing to lose you.
Do you think, though, let's say we've got this great, amazing, perfect guy, the one that we're talking about,
He's not perfect. He's just, he's kind and he's loving and he's caring.
A good egg. We got a good egg.
A good egg.
Right?
Yeah.
And then he's with the woman who you're saying the woman shouldn't be cooking, shouldn't be doing all of
No.
these
This is
nurturing.
in dating stages.
Oh.
In other words, I do feel men love to grill.
Yes.
You make a side, you throw 2 baked potatoes
Yeah,
into
easy.
the oven,
Yeah.
and he grills. That's not really cooking, right?
It's providing
We're talking about
substance
like,
to
oh
eat.
my God, your favorite, complicated meals that you love. That doesn't mean on his birthday you're not going to do something nice for him.
In the
but
dating
it's
stage.
just like stay back, because when you get married or you move in together, you're going to have roles. There's pink jobs and there's blue jobs, as my mother would say.
I agree.
Okay, you take the garbage out.
Yep.
I cook, you do the dishes, whatever, and so. You'll work it out. But in the early stages when he's wooing, don't be his mother. The biggest mistake is we are the mothers. We are the servants. We're doing everything for him.
Especially someone who's already a mom, like me.
We're showing them, oh my God, look at an amazing catch.
Right.
No.
Right.
He's auditioning for the part. You're the casting director.
It's funny because I've been in multiple different types of relationships. And I was talking to my mom about this the other day. Because I've let go of a lot of good catches, like the ones that I probably should have gotten married
you didn't
to.
recognize them,
So it's
and
a
you
me
weren't
issue.
you weren't awake.
Right.
Now you're awake.
And I was like, oh, it's boring. And my
Yeah.
mom's like, no, you're just used to the toxic roller coaster, style of relationship that you get the dopamine
But
hit.
but the thing is, like, here's the thing: were you bored, but sexually attracted?
No, but what happened is I've had a psychologist tell me that
Because
you
you're not
actually,
you weren't sexually attracted to your ex-husband.
but I turn it off. So there's actually a mechanism that your brain can develop where you can change the way someone looks to you. So if I get like the ick, for example,
I get the ick a
I'm
lot.
not attracted to you anymore. I don't want to fuck you anymore, which doesn't mean that this person's really done anything wrong, but something about me, the unhealed part of me, I'm like, oh, if I don't want to have sex with you anymore,
Yeah, but
it's
don't you feel like there are certain men that can take you over to animalistic city, like where you're very primal?
Yes, but
Because
those are usually the
one-
toxic ones.
I don't know. I don't believe that. I believe you can have both.
I want both.
Because I work both streets.
I want both.
So I'm kind, I'm loving, I've got empathy, and then I'm also can be primal.
Same, but
Because
I feel
like
like we are the
sex.
exception to the rule.
I like sex. A lot of women don't like sex.
No,
I deal with a lot of women who want goodies and they don't want sex.
Oh no! I don't take the Birkin. I want to be in the bedroom, having some
I mean, like I can only
sex.
do so much shopping is my lifestyle.
Never too much sex.
And by the way, I don't need so many things.
Right.
But you take me on a vacation, we're like hedonistic on an island, in Belize or whatever. I'm happy.
I'll even take a guy that's like not the brightest crown in the box. I'm like, if you can meet me where I'm at emotionally at least.
Oh my God.
And we can have amazing sex, like sail me off into the sunset. Like, where's the ring?
Like, and the other thing is, we don't need a 10, we need an 8.
100%.
An 8 is going to turn into a 10 just by like you get sick and he takes you to the hospital and he's holding your hand and talking to the doctor and learning the treatment.
Masculine.
That becomes a 10.
Oh yeah.
Okay, he's getting cuter and hotter and better.
Take your clothes off. I'm not sick anymore.
And then a lot of us are like, we don't need Mr. Private Plane. We don't need to be on Instagram showing everything 15 times a day. We just want a normal guy, has a nice house, has money in the bank, takes you on 2 vacations a year, buys you tchotchkes when it's your special occasions.
Doesn't tell you no too much.
And like you can hang out with, laugh with, watch movies, walk on the beach, and cook meals with. Like, what the hell is the problem? It's men. It's men. It is, because when Vance said, the cat girl, he was like mad at Taylor Swift. So he said, single cat women are the detriment to society. No, motherfucker. No. And you know what the problem is? The men are not manning up. No. We have more women in college. We may not pay equal pay for equal dollar, but we're making our own businesses like you and I, okay? We're hustling. Yeah. Where is the man that effing hustles? That's what I want to know. Sorry for my cursing, people. No. I have a little Bravo Tourette's.
No, it's okay. It's an oral fixation. I have it too.
It's like when I get riled up, I start cursing.
It's good.
But it's like we don't realize, okay, that we've come such a long way, and we should be like, not like, oh, you're too masculine, find your feminine. It's like, the hell is when a man is masculine, a woman will automatically go to feminine. Mm-hmm. She has to.
I dated a guy one time who was like the total package, and we didn't really date. Mm-hmm. Never slept with him. Friends of, we're mutual friends, and he's a catch. Like, he's got it all. Divorced, has kids. Great guy. Dated him a few times, and the first round of times that I dated him, he told me, I was like, why didn't you call me again? Like, why? I thought we hit it off. We had a great time. He's like, you're just too in your masculine still. And I was like, okay, motherfucker.
That means because he's not masculine. My ex broke up.
Put me into my feminine.
My ex and I broke up. I actually broke up with him. But then months later, I don't know if he was in the program and he had to send that stupid letter or whatever. He says,
apologized.
He says to me on text, I'm so sorry. You have changed my life. Great. I changed your life for you to go out with somebody else. Fantastic. And then he says to me, I was intimidated by your success. Now, here's the weird part. It was COVID. At the end of COVID, I wasn't working.
But he still knows
I lost all my jobs in COVID. I was about to make $4 million that year. I lost all my jobs in COVID.
Right.
I was producing for Hallmark. I had 2 reality shows. Like, everything was cranking. And then COVID came, and we were shooting.
Shattered.
We were shooting in the middle of something, and we lost everything. And I said, but I was feeling like I'd never get my career back. I didn't feel good about myself. And I'm like, and you're intimidated. You never told me once while we were dating.
Yeah.
That
I get
pissed
that
me
a
off.
lot. And I was going to ask you, how to, seems like you're in the same boat as me because I am at home. I'm very.
I'm a homebody.
Me too.
I love
which
staying
people
home.
Don't
I'm a weirdo like
understand
that.
I'm like, I don't want to go out. But I'm also very. My nurturing side. I love to cook. I love
Me too.
the most prideful thing that I have in my life is my family, and I love to be in my sweats.
But that's
hanging out with
Jewish
my family.
Italian.
Yeah,
that is 100%. We are programmed
but
that
that's
way.
who I am. This masculine energy is out of necessity because I have to provide for myself and my
You
family.
have kids. You have to pay. You have to pay the bills. Who's paying the bills? That's
Yeah.
what they don't understand. So you get to 30.
Well, they're pussies.
You
I'm
get
like,
you get
past
to
that.
Yeah, you get to 30. You're out of your 20s era, and no man shows up and says, "Hey, I want to take care of you. Let's have
Right.
a home. Let's do this." Like, I'll sign up as a trad wife.
Right.
Sign me up right now.
Right.
Where are the men that are going to give me that trad life lifestyle? They don't exist.
Think it would be so? You talk about how dating, especially in California, is tragic, and places
No, but look at the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I'm sure you had some of them on.
Yep.
And 85% of those men are living off the women. I think
are they all a little gay too?
Whitney husband is the only one I think that makes some serious money. He's in tech. Okay, so they're all living.
No, wrong.
Who is
Whitney's
the
husband doesn't.
I heard that she made $1 million a year. If you Google it,
Not her husband. No,
not her husband.
her husband follows her and he basically takes care of the kids while
I
she's
thought
living her
he
best
was like
life.
tech on computer.
I don't think so.
I Googled it, so maybe I'm
Maybe
wrong. Maybe I'm
Jesse's
wrong. Maybe I'm
husband.
wrong. But it's when you Google
Jesse
it.
makes bank.
What?
Jesse makes bank.
Yeah,
Her
but
and her-
Jesse, but her husband doesn't really
Does
make
it?
money.
There's too many. They all look the same.
So
I don't know. All the husbands look the same.
You have to think about this. Mormons are not taught that. They're taught to take care of their women. So
okay.
yeah, that's what Mormons are taught. Mormons are taught from the day
And
one.
to what, have
that's
sex
why
with-
the
have
women
sex
has
with
to
all the
look
neighbors?
pretty and they blonde and booby and plastic surgery so they don't leave you. But the
Okay.
point I'm making is like, it's happening in Mormon country in Utah. It's happening all over the United States. This is not just California. I don't want to put this on California. If you go to other cities, masculine cities, it's happening. It's
So you
really
don't
scary.
advise to date out. Sometimes I'll change my dating profile.
Oh, yeah,
let's
I
go to
always-
Nashville really quick. Let's see what they got over there.
I went to Boca last week on Bumble.
And
Nothing. I didn't see because I like our business is on fire right. Millionaires Club is on fire right now because all the women are joining more than even the men. The men are joining too, but the women are joining more. They're paying because they need a broker to find them love wherever they are. And I have recruiters on the ground. I have a huge
has
database.
to be willing to move, though, right?
Right. And then I will tell you certain cities have better luck. Like right now, Florida's booming because of the Mondami effect. And nobody wants to live in New York City. He just passed a law that says you can't sell your property unless you sell it to the government first. And then if you don't do that, you get a $30,000 fine. Then you're in this like review period for 6 months. It's called the COPA law. It's really bad. So they're going through this Shihiro law kind of pretense before it starts to happen. Everybody's very scared, and everybody's leaving those boroughs that he controls and going down to Florida. And the men are coming. They came in COVID, but they're coming down even more because DeSantis, who's fantastic, is going to pass. As you know, you're in real estate, no property tax, right?
People from California
and
are
they're
going
getting
there,
rid of HOA. If they get rid of those, do you know how many things? I was looking at property down there recently, and I grew up down there in Florida. I'm a Cane. I went to University of Miami. Yeah, my grandmother lived there, and that was like our happy place.
Why did you come to California?
I came to California. I broke my engagement, and my mom. I was 30.
How many times have you been engaged?
Twice.
Okay.
Okay, and I broke my engagement, and my mom said, "You always want to be in the film industry." I was, a major in film at University of Miami. Get out there, and that's what happened. I got out
And you're
here.
still here, and you
And I love,
Okay.
I love Marina. I live in Marina Del Rey. I love my area. More of my better friends are in Florida, like Fort Lauderdale and Boca are my best friends. And the thing is, like, if I met a great guy here, I love it here. I love the weather. I love the healthy lifestyle. I can't live without my Air One. What would happen if I didn't have my Air One?
Oh my God, I've never been.
I think you're getting one in OC. I think
Are
so.
we?
That's the rumor.
I'm
The
shocked we don't
rumor
have
is
one
they're coming to OC. But I can't live without my Erewhon. I, healed my body, and I had Hashimoto's as a side effect from menopause, and Erewhon healed me because I learned how to eat certain foods. And there's just like a lifestyle that I like here.
It's hard to move
I
out
can
of
go
this.
back and forth between Miami and here, but at the end of the day, I live here. So
As an agent, and I see a lot of clients obviously have moved, especially since COVID, try to move out of California. And
Texas,
it
Austin
can,
is big.
Texas, Arizona,
Nashville.
Florida, Nevada.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
No state tax.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's why people are moving to those
Because
places.
Gavin Newsom has screwed our state.
We're fucked.
We're fucked.
However,
Yeah.
here's the thing. It's still California. So you can go and on paper, these places can look fabulous and amazing, but 99.9% of the clients that have moved are like, we do miss California.
Yeah, everybody misses it here.
It's
like
a lifestyle.
There's something in the air.
Yeah.
We love the feeling, the
Yeah.
energy, the beach. I live across the street from the beach, so
I got
love
my
it.
boobs done the first time I had my boobs done, I went to Marina Del Rey, and this was when I was like 20. And
Did Garth Fisher do it? Who did it?
no, I wouldn't recommend him. He was awful. That's why I had him.
I actually dated one of his partners for a couple times.
It would be amazing to date a plastic surgeon. I will say that.
It was kind of weird because I thought he was going to criticize me, and he didn't. I was like, I hate my face. I wish I didn't have masculine fissures. I want to be an angel
what
face.
masculine
I
features
wanted
do
to
you
be
think
like
you have?
I've always wanted to look like blonde, angel-looking.
We always want what we can't have.
And I'll be a Mormon tomorrow. But and he didn't criticize me. He was Jewish, so he was like me. So he didn't
do you
criticize
date a lot of
me.
Jewish guys? My mother always says, you got to marry a Jewish guy. You got to marry a Jewish guy.
I dated. I was engaged to
dated.
one. I dated mostly
Is it
not
you?
Jewish.
Are you a little bit of the problem, you think?
No, I like that all blonde, Aryan-looking guy.
Really?
I love the Brad Pitt look. Legends of the Fall, bring it, baby.
So this is weird because I don't have a type.
I have a type.
I don't.
They're always
but they're
tall.
always those guys.
They're always tall, in shape, hit the gym. They're like
just
gym
hot.
rats.
You just like hot guys.
I mean, David, who was on the show, I had 3 Davids in a row, by the way. David's on the show. We're still really good friends. He's like always wanting to marry me, and I'm always trying to get him out of the nest. He moved to Sacramento. He's not for me. We're best friends. But the bottom line is he's 6'2", he's ripped, and he doesn't drink, and he's really healthy. So that's kind of a nice life. He was like me in the healthy lifestyle space.
Why is he not the one for you?
He has an anger problem, and he also is like a loner and goes to bed at 9 o'clock at night. And I'm a night bird. We'd have to have separate bedrooms.
Okay, but I know people like Jason,
No,
my broker.
it's not
he has
enough.
A separate bedroom.
I want bigger money. I want bigger money.
Would you ever settle?
I want
Are you
money
there an age
equal.
where you're like, I'm going to settle?
No, I'm never going to settle.
Age?
No. I want money equal or better than me because it's never going to work the other way around. I've already tried it. I've had a million
have
guys.
money too, so you can have that luxury to say.
I make decent living. I'm not crazy money.
Right.
I wish I was fuck you crazy money.
Yeah.
I want to be tech money.
Yeah.
So I used to say hackers were the hottest. Did you ever see that on my show? I said that.
No.
So all of Silicon came to me and they were like, "We love you," because I would say, those guys are the guys. I used to say back in the day they were the ones making the money.
Those are not the guys that are.
We could teach them. We can make them hot. We can make them hot.
Okay, so is that so?
I can make them
still want to? If you've got to teach your man every single thing.
No.
I'm
not a teacher. No.
See?
I need a leader and I need a wood chopper. So if the aliens are coming, you know how to get out safely.
Yes.
Yeah, and you know how to use
provide and protect.
And you know how to use a gun. That turns me on.
Provide and protect.
I was thinking about going to the gun range and learning how to shoot.
You probably find a hot guy.
Jewish people are really scared right now, and so I've heard that the women are going to the gun range now.
You know where you should go? Have you been to Israel?
Yes, I've been to Israel. Oh, but please,
some of the men,
it's too much. They're too much. They're too much.
So hot. Talk about knowing how to use a gun.
But they're short.
Not all of them.
I know. You have to go to the south to get the tall ones.
That's true. But they're hot and they're like the protect.
Maybe this summer. Maybe this summer I'll go. I went when I had my own birthright. We didn't have birthright then because I'm older than you.
Okay.
So I was 26, 27.
Okay.
And I remember them saying, how come you're not married? Like, what was wrong with you? Because they got married right out of the army at 22. And they would like look at me strange. And I'd be
what
like,
are you doing?
We don't do that in America.
Yeah. And
we're idiots.
It's so funny. I don't know why this is, but every other culture, they love American women. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Like, because everybody
go to Italy and they'll eat you up with the blonde hair.
Or Israel. Israel loves blondes too.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But still, no husband, no such luck. But I do think that I have recognized, it's funny because I was going to ask you, what's like one of the hardest moments of your life that you've had to really like come back from? And aside from dating.
This relationship was really bad. I had an alcoholic father, okay? And my mom let him verbally abuse us.
Okay.
And the day that he went to hit me, he got really crazy drunk. She divorced him, which was so weird because it took, like, her threshold was verbal abuse is okay, which is so weird because my grandfather and my grandmother had an amazing marriage and my grandfather was quiet. So verbal abuse was her threshold. Physical abuse was her threshold and verbal abuse she allowed. And I went through several healing things. I was adopted, I had abandonment issues, and I went through several healing things. And I think facing all that, like unwanted child, abused child, like, was I unlovable? Mm-hmm. And that was probably my breaking point when I realized, no, that doesn't define me. That's their problem. I survived it. And no therapist taught me this. It wasn't something I went to the therapist and the therapist gave me an aha moment. It was like body, physical healing things, somatic things, sound healing. There's this thing where it's called the egg. It's up in Santa Clarita, and you lay in it, and it kind of brings you. It's the closest thing I would say to taking mushrooms or ayahuasca without doing drugs, because it gives you like aha moments, and it's kind of like you're seeing memories of your life in those difficult periods.
Is it dark? Where are you?
No, you're in it. Well, it's kind of an egg. You're in it, and they play music.
Okay.
But I had like. Aha, aha, aha. And it was like, you come out crying, you're releasing. There's a lot of that. I've had a lot of physical, somatic stuff in the body and stuff. And a lot of that was pent up. I've done a lot of past regression, because it's ancestral. I found out my biological mother was very promiscuous, on drugs, and had given another child up for adoption before me. Plus, she had 2 boys earlier, and she went through a terrible period too. So it was like I was facing this. Then I found out my biological father, was a famous musician and composer and best friends with Robert Duvall, which I need to call him. Wrote a book. Patti Stanger, this whole little Hollywood crowd he was very close with. And he wrote Frank Sinatra's music and Annie Oakley. And I love to sing, which is so weird that my dad was like that. But
well, not weird, really.
Right, but he was an orphan on the orphan train from Romania that they brought to Brooklyn. So here I have 2 parents that were dysfunctional, that were not ended up together.
Right.
But it's in your DNA.
Right.
And then it's ancestral. And so I had to face those. And I think those were the most difficult things, facing like, once you know you can be alone and be happy with it. Like, I can't wait to go home and watch my favorite show and eat my favorite food. Last night, like, I found these gluten-free dumplings. I eat gluten-free, and there's very few things like in the Chinese category. And egg rolls from Feel Good, which is like my favorite brand. And I can't wait to go home and, watch Palm Royale or whatever I like, and without anyone saying, hey, it's 9:00, shut the lights off.
Right.
And you're like, that's peace to me. Or getting in the bath or putting on a mask on. And so I started going, I like this.
Right.
Like, what's going to get me out of the house now? And that's when you know you're healed.
That's funny that you say that, because I had this thought last night in bed. So I've got kids, and they're with me sometimes, they're with dad sometimes. And obviously, going through such a horrible breakup, the trauma bond was like the worst
Trauma's
thing I've
the worst.
ever gone through in my entire life. It was like a drug addiction, and I was having withdrawals.
And I've had those.
Bad. And my
bad
therapist
relationships
was
like
it is
that.
like a drug. Your brain thinks it's the exact same thing as a drug. Never done it. Awful. So I'm finally at the stage now where I'm like that. I'm like, I'm excited to just be alone, to have peace. And I started thinking to myself, which I've never thought before, because I like being in relationships, healthy relationships.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love touch. It's my love language.
Me too, physical touch. And I thought to myself, I don't want, and I haven't been single for that long. However, I'm like, I really want to take this time to actually just enjoy the peace of being single, because relationships are hard.
But you have to understand,
sometimes.
the boy sober movement is huge. It's not just 18 to 45, like say. It's going past 45. Women are going, no, I'm not going to put my hair and makeup on, get laser, do whatever I have to do, get a new dress, whatever, to go on a date, unless I know for sure this is a quality person that I want to get to know and won't disturb my peace. And the minute you disturb my peace, I'm out. Like Christmas Eve date, I would have given chances, old Patty. Now I'm like, no, I know who you are. No, no.
What are some of
And that's the reason they're single, by the way.
Who?
The losers.
But some losers aren't single, which is crazy.
In other words, they have dysfunctional relationships or they're not in a relationship. So it's one or the two. But it's up to you to go, no, thank you. And say to God, that's really great. I really enjoyed my Christmas Eve day, but he's not for me. But thanks, keep bringing him. But can we get better? Can we go one level up?
Right.
Can we go 2 levels up? Can we
Right.
go 5? You know, like water seeks its own level. So I want equal or better. If you're not equal or better, like some matchmakers wanted to fix me up this week and they were really bad. And one of them, a good-looking guy, she says he has a house in Colorado, a house in Florida. And she leads with, he's one of my friends, but he's really insecure. His wife took him for all his money, and he's feeling really bad.
Or they're bitter. He's probably
and
bitter.
I said, why in the hell would I want to date someone like that? You know, I'm not mothering anyone.
Yeah.
Yet the matchmaker leads with this. And I said, don't lead with that if you want someone to go on a date with. So I said, no, thank you. So it was like the universe revealing, this person isn't for you. It's okay. You're going to get offers. The question is, as my mother would say, men come every 10 minutes like buses. What bus are you getting on? Are you going to Cracktown? Or are you going to Paradise?
Yeah.
Which one are you going to?
Yeah. Do you think that, so I have a theory. And the theory is that, and this is going to sound awful, but I think that a lot of really good men and a lot of really good women, they sometimes get married at younger ages, younger than the normal right now, right? So
You mean like 18, 19?
No, not that young, like mid-20s.
Okay.
A man who knows what he wants.
You shouldn't get married till 30 and up.
Okay, let's say 30 even. That's still for this
Well, you're
day and
going,
age.
it's astrologically, you're going through a Saturn return, so you're getting more grounded and want to be more serious with
women,
life.
I've heard women know who you are once you hit 30. Like you are who you are at 30. So and I think we go through a lot of change.
there are certain people that know who they are depending on development and involvement. I wouldn't put everybody in an absolute box. But if you're going to take it from an astrological point of view, the Saturn return makes everyone want to settle down and grounded. Men will fight it. Women know. So women are like, I'm tired of running here and going to, and like, how many girls trips can I go on? And how many bars can I go to? And like, they're like done. They've hit their limit because they've gotten it out of their system. Yeah. Now, if you get married at 22, you haven't gotten out of your system. So you get married and it fails and now you want to get out there. But
this is my point. So my point is, or my theory is that there is, I feel like, especially for somebody in my age, I'm 36, there's going to be divorce is so common. I feel like a lot of these people are going to be getting divorced and a lot more actual.
Depends.
What depends?
It depends on what's the main issue in the marriage. It's either sex or money.
It seems though, like this day and age, everybody thinks the grass is greener on the other side, or they're looking at social media too much and they just get divorced.
Men are thinking that more than women.
For sure.
Women are intimidated now because we're like, how many girls look amazing? Like I've never seen teenagers like this when I was growing up,
look like they're 20.
And they're getting plastic surgery. It's crazy. And you're watching all these A-list stars, and every one of them, I am from Hollywood, I've been on the carpet, there isn't one person that doesn't have, if they look extraordinary and they didn't age with a wrinkle, they had a facelift.
Right.
So don't believe like it's a little injections or a little, microneedling. No, it is not. It is a full facelift and neck lift. They're lying. And all the skinny ones, they're on a GLP. There's they didn't just start working out and stop eating. Like that's GLP, honey.
I've heard people say, even matchmakers, because I've been approached by multiple matchmakers, but they've said, this is so sad. They're like, if you date an older man, a rich older man, and like money is on top priority for you, give it X amount of years and you will be divorced and he will be on to the younger, better looking next version of you. And do you believe that?
Well, my parents were 13 years apart and my dad was the rich older man when she met him.
Okay.
And she had me and she was 26, 27, something like that. Did they get divorced? But it wasn't because of that. My mother would have stayed with my dad forever. He was an alcoholic.
But what age did they get
married?
And
so he was 40.
He was 40?
And she was 26.
Okay.
So it was like that arranged that age group.
40 though now. I mean, that's not older for
me.
But
that 40 was 50 then.
Right, that's true.
So it was, and he smoked cigars and he was like a mafioso looking kind of guy, but he was Jewish. And he flashed the cash. And she liked that. And her ex-husband, the one before, was like a gorgeous Jewish Richard Gere that didn't flash the cash.
I feel though too, there's something primal and instinctual from a woman's perspective. I'm not like a gold digger by any means, but I do think that
remember, women didn't work them.
Correct, right, which God bless them.
So their body and their mind were the asset. Right. My mom was smarter than most men, but she had to dumb it down a little bit, and she was blonde. So she had the like whole like I'm so sweet, I'm so loving, and underneath she was a shark. But they didn't know it.
I had a color analyst that came over and like told me what my color palettes were. I'm like, I already know this, but whatever. And she told me, she's like, if you want to find a husband, dye your hair dark.
Okay, so let me tell you what the study just came out with. There's a brand new study.
Am I going to have to dye my hair dark?
Well, you're not going to like this, but it is good for both, not for redheads. Okay. So, and I don't hate redheads. Don't come for me. Okay, so this is what the study came out with, like in the last 2 weeks.
Okay,
the study came out that men are more attracted to brunettes, but they go to blondes because they're more approachable, and they felt redheads were compatible. I'm gonna get like DMs up the wazoo on the redhead thing.
I don't get approached ever.
I never get. No one's getting approached. It doesn't matter if you're 18 or 80. No one. Men are afraid because of Me Too and the Weinstein effect. They're not going up to the grocery store. Like, used to be like Wednesday night in Venice was Whole Foods night. We would all go to the gym at Equinox. We'd roll out in our cute little outfits. And guys would be gorgeous, walking around, getting their little basket of goodies, and they'd get their little meal at the hot plate, and they'd sit outside, and you get a date.
See?
That hasn't happened in 100 years.
What the fuck?
COVID ruined that, and so did Me Too. I'm not saying Me Too was bad.
No, I get it.
But they're afraid.
Yeah.
They also don't want to get canceled. So if like you go on a date and things go sideways, they can go into are we dating the same guy group or they can make a story about it.
Guys are so dumb though. Do they actually think like that?
Oh yeah.
So I feel like they're reckless.
No. But then there's the other factor. There's the hormone factor. Plastic water has made the testosterone go down, right? Their hormones are disrupted. They have no hustle. So they're like, I'll just jack off to porn, okay? Yep. Order some Uber Eats, and then I can game all night long. And by that, by the time it's 11 to 2 in the morning, they're exhausted, they go to sleep, and they start all over again. And they're like, I don't really care. Because they're not rich enough to take care of a woman. That's another thing they're having. Women, when the market crashed in 2009, there were women that said, get out of bed and get another job or do something, pivot. Yeah. Like, I can't, I lost everything. Well, the woman goes, great, I'll take your job for half the money. Yep. I got 2 kids to raise. I got to pay for private school. And then they went into hustle. So that's why this whole thing happened. Men were like losing their shirts and women are like, well, I'll take that job for half the price. Yeah. And so at the end of the day, men are not hustling. They don't want to buy the big mansion in the sky or get the Maserati in the driveway.
So that's
very few people that want that.
That I was trying to make, where I feel like there's something, they're like, oh, someone, you want to go after the bag or you're a gold digger. It's like there is something primal in a woman that finds it very attractive when a man is successful, when a man has ambition, when a man has goals and makes money. But there's level of successful.
You don't have to have a private plane.
Correct.
Like you don't have to own an island.
Right.
Okay?
Do you find it harder though, like for me, even though, I sell real estate and I do social media, I have a podcast and I'm on a reality show. Everybody thinks that I'm like this multi-bajillionaire. And I'm like, listen, it's
do you know how much they're taking in taxes in California?
Right. I'm like, let me break it down for you.
And then you've got, like, when we're on reality, we've got an agent, a manager, a lawyer.
So much overhead. It's ridiculous.
And then glam. Glam is going to break you.
$1,000 a day.
I sit there and watch The Housewives. I don't pay for glam. And I go, who's paying their glam? And like on my show, they pay for glam because I'm the star and I have to be in 5 minutes.
Gotta look good.
Yeah, and that I included that in my contract since day one, plus wardrobe and everything.
I tried.
I did, but I own my show.
Yeah, that's
so it's different. And so at the end of the day, Sydney Sweeney said that, and she's an A-list, she just broke the bank at $200 million on The Housemaid. So she said it. She goes, do you know how many people I have to pay out at the end of the day, even taxes? I'm broke. Yeah. I have a family to support. Right. Like her parents, she pays for it. She's like, this is not an easy thing. Right.
People are just,
and they're not making money because it's streaming now.
Oh, I know.
So there's no back end.
The movie industry,
there's no back end. So you're not making stream. You're not making. You're an ensemble.
No, I get.
Adam's making the back end.
Adam's making the bag for sure.
We love you,
and
Adam.
I'm like, don't you want us to look good, Adam? Get us makeup artists.
He's like,
some of these
I didn't have to do that on the hills in the city. I ain't doing it for you.
Well, they were like 20, 19. Come on, give me a break.
Yeah,
but
we have Forever 21 money then.
Exactly.
Lauren Conrad said, I have $1,200 an episode Forever 21 money. Do you remember that?
It doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah,
Forever 21 doesn't even exist anymore.
I know that poor family. They never pivoted to online.
They
the way
should have because they missed.
H&M and Zara took their Zara took it all.
Zara's great.
Yeah, Zara's amazing.
I'm a Zara
I was
girl.
just there. Did you see the new thing at Zara?
No, what?
Okay, so you go to Zara. I don't know if it's in every state. You go to Zara and you pick up what you want. You try it on. You're holding on to it. Maybe you get a purse. Maybe you get a necklace. Now you go to checkout. There's no person at checkout. It's little computer screens, and they're like, "Hello, Patty. Are you buying all this?" And they go click, 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 and it's like you check off what you want, and then you put the card in. You're done.
Oh my God, we're
It's
doomed.
like the
We've
coolest thing.
We do not
This
need
was
humans anymore.
This was Zara at the Grove. I don't know if it's at every Zara, but I have never seen anything. Hello, Patty. Like, and I have the app. There, and then I
my
couldn't
God.
find something, and she said to me, "Oh, you can't find it? Just go in the app and click it. It'll send it to you."
It's like the Amazon Fresh store where you walk in, you don't have to talk to anybody, you just walk out with
I haven't
everything
done
in your
an
cart.
Amazon Fresh.
My
You can-
daughter told me about it. She's like, you don't talk to anybody, you go and get what you want, you walk out with your cart, and it already knows what you got, and it charges
What
your
if it?
card.
And what if he makes a mistake? I always wonder, what if they make a mistake?
They have so much money, they probably don't even care.
They probably
If
don't
they
even
make a
care.
little mistake,
Oh, I heard
you got
that.
5 oranges
so
instead
the
of...
new policy on most stores coming out because the department store industry is crashing is that they don't even care about the return. If you say you want to return, they're like, keep
Yeah,
it.
Amazon does.
It's easier for them to not take it back.
Correct. Well, even the shipping to get it
Because
back,
it's
and then paying
30%
an
chargeback
employee-
anyway. Yeah.
Paying an employee to go through and sift through. Half of the time, if you're on Amazon and you want to
Yeah.
return something, my mother told me this. She's like, I told them I wanted to return it, and they said I don't even have to ship it back. I don't even have to ship the product back. They just gave me the return. I'm like, that's when you know a company is
we
making
love
way
Amazon.
too much money.
We love, I
Amazon's
love
the
Jeff
best.
Bezos and Lauren. I love you. I know
Amazon's the
her,
best.
but I love my Amazon. Don't you take
That's
away.
the only thing
And-
I do is Amazon.
Well,
if it's not on Amazon, I don't buy it.
I do TikTok, and I have
It's just as easy.
automatic addiction when it comes to makeup. And then I get it and I'm like, it wasn't like this.
I know.
Like
It's
it drives me crazy.
But we still give it so many chances because we're being
TikTok.
marketed.
It's like they go, watch, I'm going to
TikTok's
do this
good.
right now. And I'm like, oh my God, it looks amazing.
It's so good and it's so addicting. And again, they make it so easy because it's the one little
Or
click
Sephora.
and they go over.
Sephora's the worst.
Online?
There's
Or
or
in-
Sephora online. I have a store by me, but every now and then I'm like, push the button, Patty. Just put. It's so because all our information is there. It's
I
like
know.
push the button.
It's
and
easy.
and now they're going to do it. They're doing ChatGPT. How do I say it? ChatGPT, where you
Taking
shop inside Chat.
That's, you know what I always thought that would be a really great idea is if when you're watching the television or you're watching your phone.
Live shopping.
No, where you can, there's a cute, if you see somebody in a beautiful outfit, you're watching, whatever.
So the
and you can
Hills used to
scan
do
it.
that. So the Hills used to do that, where we watch Lauren's clothes,
Right.
and then you go, get the look now. So I went to Francis, our president at Bravo, and I'm like, I'm from that industry. I'm from fashion, and my parents were in the fashion industry, and I worked for companies like that. I said, why don't we do remnants at night and get the Bravo look? She goes, what do you mean? I go, give me an hour at night. We'll all take turns
Yes.
being the host. And there was this thing called sky tops that all the OC housewives wore, where it was a sexy top,
I know
and
what
it
you're
was
talking
like
about.
a little dindle on the bottom, and it had
Had a
jewels
gem
around it,
right here?
Right, it had a gem right here, and it was like your boobs
Low.
went up, and you
Yep.
looked great. And they had a store on Robertson, and I said, everybody's wearing the sky tops. We'll make a fortune. I know those guys. And then she's like, told me, we're not in that business. It was early digital, and I went, damn it. Because
Damn.
that was QVC and
Yep.
HSN, but now you have What's Not. Have you heard about that? So you can do live shopping on there. It's kind of like TikTok, but it's
Okay.
a little bit more shopping based.
Well, TikTok is pretty, for my algorithm, it's all shopping.
Yeah,
It's all
but
the
this
ads
is
I'm
a little
getting.
different. Those are posts.
Okay.
And this is live.
Someone's talking to you,
Yes,
selling
like
you a
Poshmark
product.
has live.
Right.
It's live.
They do Amazon lives.
Yeah.
Influencers do
Yeah.
Amazon
4
lives.
4 or 5 hours live, and they're selling stuff that's crazy.
Yeah.
They were showing Gary Vee, I think, was showing a fish.
Okay.
Somebody was buying a fish and they were bidding on the fish. It was like $15. It started. When it ended, it was $350.
So
And it was a
it's
little mini
it's
fish.
a bidding platform? Like an
yeah,
auction
it can
platform?
well, some are auction and some are not. You get a choice.
Interesting. I love an auction platform.
Yeah. Well, that's like
the rush.
eBay should be live. Is eBay live?
I don't know.
Why wouldn't
No,
anybody
no,
make
no.
eBay live?
Well, they do it live, but it's not live on TV.
No,
You
it should
can
have
click.
a host and look pretty and
Yeah.
say, get it now or
Do
it's
it.
going.
You should do it.
Yeah, eBay
You could sell
Live.
some-
Hello,
you-
eBay, call
You
me.
could sell. You could
I
sell
wanted to
shit
do
a
LinkedIn
freaking
dating.
toilet bowl. What?
I wanted to do LinkedIn dating. It is the best place to find a man.
What is it called?
LinkedIn. LinkedIn.
Yes.
And make it dating. LinkedIn dating. And
Do
that,
you go as so as somebody who's in a, if you're matchmaking, for example, are these matchmakers going to LinkedIn and messaging
sometimes
these people?
sometimes they are. Yes, they're doing that.
Bethany Frankel was going on a rant the other day about
I know.
how
We used to be
matchmaking
friends.
is dead, and she spent hundreds of thousands of dollars
She's
on
a liar.
matchmakers. And
But she did say nice things about me.
Well, no, what she wants to do is she wants to
said
create her own dating app.
She did
or something.
she
That's
traded
why.
some website.
Yeah.
And I know too
Everything
much.
with her is a
I
business
know too
move.
much about it, and I'm not going to slam her. Namaste. If she wants to get out there, there's plenty of room.
Fine.
There's plenty of people to choose from to join. I wish her well. But at the end of the day, I am the leader in that industry because I have the largest database. I've been around. I'm third generation.
Where are you finding these people?
I can't give my trade secrets,
she's like,
but
they're
I have,
just going on the dating apps.
I've never been sued. Where's the paper? I got to find something to not sue. Give me that.
What is? You need to hit something.
Yeah, I need to hit something.
Wood?
Oh wait,
It's
wood. I've never been sued. And I work with every one of the clients, even if my staff, it's one of my staff's matchmakers, one of my matchmaking staff's clients. I work with all the people. I still help them, even though I have my own clients. And in the end of the day, we have our own recruiters on the ground. We have the largest database, and we have the largest outreach. We have the outreach.
In shopping malls and around Air One. And you're like, hey.
I will talk to hosts in Vegas, at the casinos, all the way to your local bartender.
That's actually so fun. What a fun job.
But it's work. So and then we have online recruiters. We have on the ground, online, and then we have, we know every matchmaker. So I certify matchmakers.
Okay.
I work with the Matchmakers Institute. My old assistant owns that, Lisa Clampett, and we certify.
What's your shtick? What do you say to them to get what do you say if you want to?
What do you mean? They train with me. They pay to train with me.
No, I'm saying if you, so you're not talking about going and seeing somebody who looks beautiful and looks like
no. I have matchmakers
together.
I train and certify.
And what are they saying to these people to get their attention and say, hey, I'm a matchmaker. Would you be interested in, are you single?
There's a pitch that they go up to people.
Okay.
I was at a country club recently, and there was a lot of single guys, a lot of divorced men. One of them recognized me. 16 came over after that. I got 55 numbers, and they're
saying, put me in your database?
Most of them wanted to join and pay, and we're at $150,000 and up. So they wanted it because we're like Soho House. We're an exclusive service online, but we're international. We're not just in the United States. And so they all wanted to join, and then I didn't really have to do very much because it was like me. But if it was one of my matchmakers, they would have gone up and said, hey, are you single? I have a great girl for you, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so hold on. Walk me through this. So
You're
you have this
fascinated.
club, right? Do you have a facility like a Soho House where all of these members can come and have a cocktail?
No, it's not that, but that would be a great idea.
Yeah.
We should do that together.
Yes,
the Millionaires
a mingle.
Club. I own the
Yes.
trademark. We have an office in Soho. We have people all over the United States and Canada and Europe. And they work out of their homes and they work on the ground because a lot of it's online shit. Like we have to talk to you on Zoom and stuff like that. Our millionaires are traveling everywhere. And then women have become our number one client. So I really want to reboot Millionaire Matchmaker, make a 2.0 version with the women as the clients because 80% are coming and now is the women.
There's so many women in
Yeah,
this
they
space
have
and everyone's
money
so fucking
and they're
intimidated by us.
successful. Some of them are A-listers. Some of them are just average Annies. Like I had a girl last week from Vegas who saved her money and said, I am 35. I'm done. I want to find my husband.
Is there, I think if we should do something where we talk to one of the
real estate developers.
Yeah.
I'm in.
We could totally
you and I are
do
gonna
that
go into business.
and do
That's
the
it.
Millionaires Club.
Correct.
And it's people who have been vetted, people who aren't creeps, people who aren't weirdos, they're not narcissists.
No.
And you're around
and I know
like-minded
who the really
people.
good. I know who good are who are using
two
women.
cocktail maximum, right? Is that a two drink maximum? The bartender
no
cannot.
sex before monogamy.
No, everyone has a chastity belt.
Yeah.
Well, women have a
right,
chastity belt,
right.
and no sex until monogamy. Is that what
no
it is?
sex until monogamy.
Until
he
monogamy.
gives you monogamy. He can give you monogamy on the first date, but you're in a little bit of a danger zone because you don't really know him. You really need to check him out, where he lives, what he does, make sure it's real, and background check him on Spokio. It's a great app.
Oh.
I love that app.
You have to pay for it?
And I'm not getting sponsored here.
You have to pay for this app,
Yes,
obviously.
but it's worth it. It's 99%. They can't give you stuff like they're giving you a criminal record. They can't tell you how much money he has in a bank account.
Okay,
but
fine.
they will tell
If they're
you,
in debt.
does he own a home?
And they'll tell you if they're in debt.
Right. Yeah.
Credit card debt
Has
or whatever.
a lien, whatever. Yeah.
Arrest record.
Yeah. Arrest record. You know,
that's
what
fun
was
stuff.
he arrested for?
Really?
And now you can get the telephone numbers. You can background check. There's a lot of stuff. There's so much. I'm watching all the CIA experts online show you how to check someone out.
Navigate?
Yeah, they give you a lot of good information
Oh
online.
my God, there's so much. There's so much. Do you think guys have to do this with women?
No.
No.
They just look at you. They scan you and go, I could fuck her. Now let's go on a date and find out if her brain matches her body.
You obviously you believe that if a guy sees you and he's like, okay, there's potential there. Obviously a guy is going to want to fuck you, but
Yes,
you're like,
correct.
none of that. But is it a psychological game at that point to a certain degree where you're like, I'm not having sex with you until monogamy?
No, it's more
making them want the chase?
biological.
Right.
Where oxytocin will kick in, you'll be bonded to a loser. So you want to protect yourself at all cases. You want him to fall in love along the road with you, which is vasopressin.
Right.
Take him to IKEA, make him put shelves up, like that kind of thing.
So here's my problem is that
I should get money from IKEA. I just thought about that. That IKEA, you need to call me because I use you as an example every podcast.
Oh my God. And nobody wants to put together IKEA furniture.
And you get meatballs at the end. No,
there you go. Yeah, some Swedish meatballs. So I have become so independent out of, again, necessity that there are guys that want to do things for me. The really masculine guys.
You need to allow them to.
But I have a handyman.
I have a handyman. Like, why do I need anybody?
They're pathetic. I'm like, do something for me. I'm like, I'm not this big masculine female.
I was talking a long time ago. I went on a date years and years ago, and I was having dinner at the house. We had ordered barbecue, and I wanted pickles with it or whatever, and I couldn't open the pickle jar. He took it out of my hand. He undid it. I went down on him so fast. I was that was the sexy. He just took it, opened it, gave it back, didn't ask me a question. I said, okay. Then we were dating a bit, and I had a problem with the sound on my stereo with the Sonos. The Sonos wasn't matching the television set, and I couldn't figure it out, and it was driving me crazy, and I was trying to get better techie, and he goes, stop. Go do something else.
Yeah.
20 minutes later, the thing was fixed. So that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about.
Not every guy is like that, though. Not every guy.
My favorite is when they pick up dinners. I picked up dinner. Let's go to your house and watch TV.
This is where I'm like, though, is this the bare minimum? Because the smallest things like that I find so hot, and there are so few men I feel
I'll give you an
that do this.
So my ex-fiance, Andy, the second one, he would do a lot of things for me. He fell madly in love with me because he was doing so much for me, and I didn't realize that at the time. I wasn't famous. I had a basic business, and I lived in a one-bedroom apartment on the ocean. And so he would do all these things for me. So this is the hottest. So we're dating. He's my best friend, and I'm getting out of a relationship. So he saved me from this really bad loser. And I really was not sexually attracted, but I did what you did. I tried, and he was a really nice guy. And so I think I was here in LA for maybe a year, and the largest black widow spider was on the ceiling. It was 11 o'clock at night. I was on the phone with him. I started screaming at the top of my lungs, oh my God, oh my God. And it was huge. It was like this big. And he goes, stay there. Don't move. Go in another room, shut the door. And he goes, I'm on my way. He
wasn't even there?
He lived in the valley. I lived in the marina. He drove all the way to the marina. And this is so sweet. He took the spider out in a bowl, and he released it. He didn't kill it. And I was like, okay, you're my boyfriend after that. See, that's the kind of thing that you want.
Remember the guy I told you about that I dated after my divorce, where I was like, you're like, what happened? And he was a good egg. This is what happened. One night, I get the ick, and then it's like, it's over. You can't come back. I can't come back from the ick. I can't.
Can you call the egg now?
What?
Is the egg single now?
No, he's engaged.
Oh, damn it.
No, but they're good. They're good. And now I'm like, we're friends.
Okay.
And
don't make friends with all the Mexes.
No. He lives in a different state.
Clear the path. Clear the path.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Meaning you ended amicable. Okay.
Is it a red flag? Someone who's friends with their ex?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Unless it's the one they have children with.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I do not like. It could be like you went out in college and she's married.
Right.
But you're always going to think like, what were they like in bed?
Right.
You imagine the positions.
Yeah. That's fair.
It's going to mess you up.
But
go back to your point. I don't want to go back to your point.
So he catch whatever. I felt like we had become platonic. This is what I had convinced myself of because I didn't really want to fuck him anymore.
Okay.
And great friend, funny, good guy, Jewish, got along with my parents, tall, all the things, right? Got great with my kids. However, there was one night where I was like, I hear something. What the fuck? Like, wake up. And we were in bed, and he was like, what do you mean you hear something? And I was like, I hear something. I'm scared. Like,
Get a bat.
Go fucking
Do
check
something.
the door. Do something.
Right.
Get your gun. I don't know. And he's like, I don't want to go down there alone. come with me. And I was
feminine energy.
I'm never having sex with you
feminine
ever
energy.
again.
I had a friend. This is the weirdest thing. I had a friend. They were on a long beach hike, and that's like dehydrating, draining. They get to the house, okay, and there was like one hot pocket in the house, and he grabs it and puts it in the hot pocket oven or whatever you do with a hot pocket, the toaster, whatever. And she had nothing, and she kept dating him. And she would argue, why didn't he treat her better? And I'm like, he ate the last hot pocket. Like, what does that tell you? And he didn't go, here's half.
Okay, here's what I do though with my really toxic ex, the one who I was trauma bonded to, the one where it was the like hardest breakup of my entire life, just very recently. We say things like this. You say things like that. He was in so many ways, so masculine. Like I felt safe with him.
Mm-hmm.
He would no one's getting through him to me. Like he would protect me.
He had your back.
He protected me in so many ways, physically, where I was like, I just feel so safe.
Yeah. I love when you feel itty bitty next to the big masculine man.
That's how I felt. But also, I didn't feel safe emotionally.
Okay, so what you have to do when you're dating is your body knows before your mind. Like I went out, I went out with 3 Davids in a row. The second, let's say David number 2. So he was trying to wait for sex, and I didn't realize that was feminine energy. I had just gotten out of COVID, and he was a spiritual leader.
What do you mean he was waiting for sex?
He was like a Jim Curtis, who's dating Jennifer Aniston.
Celibate?
Yeah. So he said, let's wait to fall in love before we have sex. What? And I thought, what a great social experiment, because he wrote a book, he was a spiritual leader, he was a meditation teacher. I thought, okay, once you get in, there's energy and frequencies that we don't talk about, entities and things like that. And we don't know where he comes from.
Right.
So I said, okay, great. And he was the main narcissist that I learned from. And so I thought, well, this is an interesting experience, and let's take a road to that. And then he would tell me about his trauma, and then I realized it was coming from trauma. He had been molested as a child, whatever.
Oh, Jesus.
And so the whole time we're dating, we would go out once or twice a week, take to the nicest restaurants. I dress up. It was straight out of COVID. We had no fashion then. We were in sweatpants.
Right.
And I was so excited to go to these fancy restaurants and dress up. And he was very different from my type. He was hairy and salt and pepper and 5'11". He wasn't what I usually go for.
Not tall enough for you,
But
Patti.
we mentally communicated.
Okay.
Like we were on the phone all day, 24 hours at 7. Like I wondered if he even worked. And so one of the things was my body would go off with anxiety, alarms. My body knew before my mind. Your body knows before your mind. Just remember, this is biology. Huberman would tell you this, okay? And so I didn't understand what was going on.
Give me an example.
More than butterflies, I had anxiety.
Yeah.
Like almost a panic attack. One time he came over and I was so excited, but I was like, I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe. And I didn't understand what was going on. He had a girlfriend. He was coming down here from Silicon to do big jobs for A-list clients, like the millionaires, billionaires of Silicon Valley. And he was in construction.
So that everybody knows
he
who
worked
he is.
for this big construction company. He was like a construction whatever. His parents were very wealthy. He came from a very successful family. And he told me he broke up with her in February. And this must have been July. And he had a crush on me. He watched the show. And I was like, oh my God. When I became friends with his sister and his brother, and they told me the truth. I met the girlfriend. He never broke up with her. He was the first. He had no empathy. And the line was, when you say, you're upset or about something, you just say, I'm so sorry you feel that way. Instead of what can I do to make you feel better? That's the line. And he was
How can I fix it?
He was the first real narcissist that I went, this thing really exists. And then if you confront him and you say, you have a girlfriend, he's in denial. He's in denial. No,
well,
I don't.
they live in
their own
space,
story.
Their story. And the story that they tell everybody else.
Right.
Too. So this is why they also narcissists.
And that was an online Bumble person. And I was excited because
Patti Stanger's on Bumble?
Yes, but I love Bumble. Don't give Whitney a bad time. She's a great girl. But what I want to say about the story, and I didn't tell you the story to feel sorry for me. What I want to say is that my body knew the whole time, and I did not pay attention to our gut. So women's intuition is where you should go. If it's irrational and people tell you you're crazy and give this person a chance, no. run.
This is
okay.
spoken
Delete
like a
and
true
block.
victim
Delete
of
and block.
narcissistic
Delete
abuse,
and block.
though.
Yes.
Because I'm so much more, I am so traumatized and so scared of going through what I went through with him again that
You
I'm
shouldn't
like,
be scared. You
I'm-
should just be like, you know better now.
My guard, well, it's not that my guard is up, but I'm like, I've learned. I now have learned. I've graduated to a different league.
Yeah. You're in
where
your
I'm like,
you're in the
I'm
master's
not
program right
risking.
now.
I'm not going to talk myself into giving somebody a chance when all of the alarms are going off.
No, the alarms go off. Your body knows first. Then your brain catches up.
Yeah.
But your brain doesn't catch up right away. They're not. They're like this. And so we were never taught that. We were taught to give everyone a chance.
Right.
Okay.
Grace.
Always give a second chance. You know, like we're like, oh my God, give me a break. Why do you
Yeah.
have to give anyone a chance? I remember Taylor Swift said something that blew my mind. You don't have to forgive anyone, and you'll be just okay. And we're taught in our spiritual community, oh, you must forgive because forgiveness is for you, not for them. I'm like, what if I don't want to forgive?
Yeah.
Not that I'm going to get revenge.
Right.
But I'm like, sorry, I don't forgive you.
Yeah.
You were an asshole.
Yeah.
And you're not worthy of forgiveness.
Right.
Like there's that too. So everybody has their own road they go on.
Yeah.
But I thought about that. I was like, well, now I understand, why where her songs come from.
Well, yeah. Well, her whole story, all of her out. It's such incredible.
But she found love.
storytelling.
I was on the TMZ movie the minute they came
She's
out.
given all of America hope.
Right.
I feel like.
said she found love. He hunted her down. The first time he didn't get in, he had those little bracelets, and then I guess her brother or
They're
somebody
so
found out.
cute.
And
Aw.
you might not like her music, you might not like his football, but at the end of the day, he wanted her.
I know. Primal. Oh, men
You know.
just don't.
That's when Dr. Phil once said to me, Patty, men are gonna run up a mountain and swim rivers to get you. The men that don't do that, that's not your guy.
But how are we putting ourselves in the vicinity of these men to even know that they want us? You
Well,
know what
I mean, look, we've tried online. It's not like it never works. I've
Yeah.
had friends meet on, the famous Raya, and they
Right.
got married.
I applied for Raya 6 years ago, and I still have not been accepted.
You have to did you get the coin from somebody else?
I like the.
You have to. I got kicked off of Raya because I said that Ben Affleck was on it on a talk show.
Oh, that went viral.
Yeah, I know.
That
I said
he's-
I was like I was the person who said it because they said, "Is there really celebrities on?" In the early days, I said, "Well, I just saw Ben Affleck."
Shut
on there.
up.
Yeah.
He's still on it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I've
well-
had so many people that are like, I matched with Ben Affleck. I'm like, that's got to be a bot at this point. Like,
I know.
It can't
There were so
actually be
many.
him.
There was a lot of famous people on there. David
They're
Spade
supposed-
and all
that's
them.
where it's supposed to
Yeah.
be. It's supposed to
and
be for
so,
famous people.
the bottom line is we've tried these apps. We'll continue to try them. It's not like we're not going to check in every day. We're all addicted to the phone. But we got to get out of the house.
I feel like nobody
we have
actually
to get out of the
meets up,
house
though, from the internet.
I
It's
was
just
on
like a game.
I was on a podcast yesterday. My friend Sex with Emily is really good friends with Jennifer Cohn. So I went on Jennifer
Okay.
Cohn's, Habits and Hustle, and she was like, I used to have game night for singles. I want to start doing that because she's
Fun.
single right now in the middle of a divorce.
Fun.
And she said, then she put me on the phone with her ex-husband, and she's like, you should go out with them. She goes, Patty's really pretty. You would like her. Like, it was so funny. And I said, well, what if we had a game night and everybody brought someone of the opposite sex
For other
and then-
people.
right. Well, you don't know who's going to. You just bring single person of the opposite sex.
Why are
And
we not doing this?
This is what I'm saying. We're not creating community. We need.
Correct.
Someone's going to need to take the balls by the horn and create community. Now she knows tons of guys because her podcast goes out to a lot of men, like 60% men, rich men. So I said we need to use you and utilize that.
Is
yeah.
this happening?
We're going to bring OC upstairs.
We need to come together
the
and
OC,
do this.
what is with the OC men not getting on the 405 on a Friday
They're little
to meet
pussies.
us? Because
They're
if I see
pussies.
Newport, I'm like done. And when I'm on my apps, I always get the OC more than
Really?
north towards Beverly Hills.
Maybe you just need to get a house down here.
And they're
You
telling
should
me
get a
like,
house down here. Also,
I love the montage. I'd love to live there.
yes, you and me both.
Yeah.
I'm
a montage
I practically
girl.
do live there.
Every
there all
summer,
the
I go
time.
for a week into the montage in good
So
weather, and I'm
good.
like, I love this place.
The other night, me and my girlfriends were there, like my high school girlfriends. We went out, and
Mm-hmm.
we don't see each other very often, so it's always way too much champagne. And whenever I drink too much, I'm like, I want a staycation. We're not going home tonight. And we ended up at the Montage. There was a pianist. We're another bottle of champagne.
Is that your favorite hotel in the whole area?
The
Me
Montage.
too. That's
The
mine.
Montage. Well, because it's
I've
classic,
stayed at the
it's
Ritz-Carlton,
timeless, It's elegant. It's
And
just.
what about the St. Regis Monarch? Is that still
That's not there. Now that's the Waldorf Astoria.
Oh, it's the Waldorf. Excuse me. Fancy.
Not my favorite.
Really?
Not,
Have you
it's
gone
too
to the
cold.
spa? Because they have a Miraval there.
Yes, the spa's good.
Yeah.
I'm a Montage girl.
I'm a Montage girl too. That's why I was asking.
And now the owners of Montage, they're friends of mine. They own Pendry.
Yes. And then I heard when I went there, I met the owner, and he said to me, "You got to try the Cabo one."
Michael, who'd you meet?
Who lives on property? The older guy.
I don't know.
At the
Are you
Montage.
sure he was the owner?
No, it's
or
him.
He said he was the owner.
You Google it, it comes up. Yeah.
Okay.
And people, and I was with Housewives of Salt Lake City. I was with Meredith and her husband, Seth.
Okay.
And Seth was awing over him. He knew it was him.
Okay, so he knew who it
So
was.
he came over, and then he said to us, how do you like the singer? So this,
Oh, you were at Elwood. Were you at Elwood Club?
No,
the private members club?
I don't know. We were outside at a tiki thing.
Okay.
And we were at Montage.
Montage, sorry.
And so there was a kid singing Elvis, and he was great. I said, "Oh my God, he's amazing." He goes, "That's my son." It was really funny. Yeah, but he told me Cabo was amazing. He said, "If you like this, you got to go to Cabo."
What about oh my God, what is it called? Where it's snowing? My girlfriend's literally there right now.
What, Aspen or where?
No, Montage.
Montage. Where is it?
Oh my God,
Jackson Hole.
No. Oh my God.
Vail. Park City. Deer Valley.
Is it Jackson Hole?
What state?
Deer
is
Valley.
It?
It's Deer Valley.
It's
I haven't
Idaho.
Been. I'm dying.
Oh, that's funny because my business partner's sister has a house there.
Really?
Yeah, in Idaho.
Well, Deer Valley's just absolutely gorgeous, and I love it because it's ski only too. Which
so
I'm a
that's
skier.
another place you want to meet men go skiing because it's the most expensive ticket. Now I don't love Aspen.
It's
for
so
women
overrated.
because
like
it's
it
way better for men. Too many women, not enough men. I've seen it too many. Even
the
in the summer,
bad.
It's really bad and kind of metrosexually. They're not really rugged.
Everybody's just,
but I'd
I
go
agree.
to Jackson Hole.
Why Jackson Hole?
Yeah, I would go there. I went there in the summer once. It was amazing. I would go there. I would go to the Yellowstone Club if you can get in there.
Here's the problem, though. I've been to these places. Men don't approach women.
Do you smile?
And we're
okay. Show me. Okay, let's play. I'm the guy. Let's do it. Let's do a little role play.
I need to know what I'm doing
No,
wrong.
I got to see.
I do.
I need to see your signal.
Okay.
Okay. Your 5-second flirt. So the 5-second flirt.
I'll
goes,
make a direct eye contact.
Okay. So eye contact, smile
Yes.
for 5 seconds.
Yes.
I'll count it. Then look away.
Wait,
then look away.
Direct eye contact for 5 seconds?
That's what you have to do.
That's basically me making the first
and by
move.
the way, that's weeding out the hunters from the gatherers. So if you're looking at a man, he's not coming over. There's 4 reasons why. 1, okay, he's switch hitting for the wrong team.
Okay, yeah.
2, he's taken. He's girlfriend, wife, whatever.
Okay.
3, he is passive aggressive. You don't want those.
Like a little bitch?
No, he's feminine energy, and he wants you to come
like
to
a little
him.
bitch. Yeah, okay.
Well, I don't call that a little bitch.
them a
I
little
call that
bitch.
like a lot of them are shy. You don't want a shy guy.
No, I
Okay,
call a
so
shy guy a
these are
little
the
bitch.
reasons why they don't come over.
Okay.
Or the 4th,
I'm unapproachable.
you're not his type. He likes brunettes.
The
Okay,
type
so
that think that I'm not their type or my
so
type.
those are the 4 reasons. Got the 4 reasons.
Okay.
Okay. So now I'm going to do it with you. I'm the man. I'm like casually drinking,
Okay.
looking like who's your dream guy? Give me your celebrity
so many.
crush.
There's so
Come on,
many.
celebrity crush. What is it?
Who's the guy? Hardy. What's his name?
Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
Oh, Tom Hardy.
Hardy.
Oh, yeah, but he
So
kind of
hot.
likes boys. He made a comment about that.
What?
Yeah, Google it. It's not good.
He's
but
married.
I know, but he liked
really
boys.
hot
But a lot of
woman.
those boys that went to boys' schools, like he was like, he's tested the water.
He's a little
but he's
gay.
married. But I
Still
love
hot.
him because Mobland is
Still
my
hot.
favorite show. Mobland is my favorite show.
So
okay,
hot.
all right. So,
Okay.
all right. So he's married. Okay, forget that.
Okay.
There is a 2.0 version with better teeth
Okay.
with Tom Hardy. Okay, 2.0 version, and
Okay.
he's taller.
Still has an accent.
Yeah, he's in the 6'1" category.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
taller.
Hot.
Okay, but he's still got the British accent. Okay, he's still got the British
Okay.
accent. Okay, all right. So I'm at the club.
I'm nervous.
What?
I'm literally getting nervous.
Okay, we're getting. So I'm painting a picture. This is
Okay.
why I because you're only going to do this with the one you really want.
Okay.
Okay. So now you're not buzzed. You're calm. You've only had maybe half a drink.
Okay.
You're clear headed.
Okay.
I now spot you, and then I'm going to count, and you're going to smile. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
5 seconds is a long time.
Okay, now look away. Okay, now that sucked. So now pretend
That sucked.
that sucked. You have no you really need to be like, okay, so now watch me. Okay, who are you? I don't know who
Who's
I
your
like.
dream
I
6'2"?
change all my time. What's the tall one with the salt and pepper I love? Oh God, I can't remember his name. Who was married to
Is he
Fergie?
Jewish?
Who's married to Fergie?
To who?
Fergie.
Oh God, Dumal. Josh
No,
Dumal.
Josh Duhamel. He is
I met him. He
that
is
is my
hot.
dream look, my dream guy. And I met him once, but he is so hot, so sexy, and so
is hot.
nice. And
He's actually so
He's
nice.
like Minnesota nice, like that kind
Are
of
they
guy.
still married?
No, he's married to someone else.
Oh, okay.
He had a baby with someone else. He went out, looked for his wife.
I met him at a
and he met a
pro-am.
brunette.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He switched.
Yeah, he switched to the other side of the street.
Okay.
I love
Good for him.
So Josh Duhamel, okay? Okay. So, or Timothy Olyphant. I like him too. But
So
they're
we're
both
here.
married.
We're both here.
Okay, so ready? So
they're
he's
not.
single. It's Josh
What
Duhamel.
if they're not looking at you?
I will get them to look at me. So he's single, Josh Duhamel 2.0. Okay, I'm getting nervous now.
Yeah,
okay,
see?
okay, here we go. Ready?
Play with the hair.
That's about 5. And then look away.
With the big smile like that? Mm-hmm. I'd be like, what?
He's laughing.
Are you okay?
What's your name again?
That's Kobe.
Kobe. Kobe, our producer over here, is laughing, but he knows it's true.
Okay,
You
but here's
know
the
it's
thing.
true,
So it
Kobe.
would definitely get someone's attention, but I feel like they'd be like, is she
Okay, so a man is going, no, you're smiling like you're going like, you can pull up your drink and look at him. Okay. So you're giving him
the green light to come talk to me.
approachable opportunity. So you're approachable. So if brunettes pay attention because we're not approachable, the blondes are. That's why
Are
they
we
get all the
really?
men. That's why they get. You don't even wonder why all the blondes get all the men. The brunettes are sitting
I just
there.
thought guys thought they were
Because
hotter.
they
They're fun.
do
look
think they're
fun.
hotter, but they're afraid of us.
I saw
So-
a thing that said men like women who are blonde because they seem fun, but to actually get married, they approach brunettes.
Yeah, they don't age very well because we know
Stability.
you're a brunette under that blonde.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway,
Big time.
no Italian.
I can give both. Best
They
of
don't
both
come.
worlds.
Italian Jewish girls don't come.
No,
that way.
we don't.
So anyway, so the point of the story is, and Jennifer Aniston is so dark. She was talking about
know.
it with Courtney Cox, and she put her hair.
I
on
saw
top.
that.
It was so funny. She was, I am dark.
I am a brunette.
because she's Greek.
She's so great.
Yeah, it was so cute, and I love Jennifer Aniston.
we
She's like
used to
my
go to the same
favorite.
hairstylist.
I want her to come on your podcast.
She's so cute.
She came on not skinny, not fat.
Oh, I love that podcast.
Yeah, she came on there.
Did
It was really
she?
good. Yeah, she was on there.
That's so
Okay,
funny.
so here's the thing. If he's your guy,
Yeah.
and he doesn't have those 4 things, he's going to be like,
Okay.
is she looking at me?
Yeah.
And,
if
then
he
she's gonna,
doesn't,
and then he's gonna be
crazy.
like, bartender, send her a drink, and then walk over.
Okay,
That's
eye
the way
contact.
normal men are supposed
Okay.
to be. If you're not doing this as a man and you're listening to this podcast, you need training.
Yeah.
Especially if you're over 40. Grow the
For
fuck
sure.
up.
Yeah. Get it together.
Yeah, get it
bitch.
together. Because man up or we will stay home with
For
our knitting.
sure.
With our knitting.
With our fucking
Yeah.
our gluten-free
Our
dumplings.
cat and our
with
knitting.
Our gluten-free
Hello,
dumplings.
Vance. Hello, Vance. Vice President Vance. We'll stay home with our cat and our knitting.
Our cats and our knitting.
Yeah.
I feel like that would definitely. Here's what's really odd about me. I recognized this the other day. I was doing the boat parade during Christmas time.
Yeah.
And we're in this
Okay, whose boat were you on?
No, I wasn't on a boat. I was
you
just
were
here at the Dana Point.
You were at the
one.
Dana Point
right.
watching the boat parade.
Watching the boat parade, and they're
Were there
doing
men
all
there?
these- So here's the thing.
Was this a
They're doing-
house or
nope,
what was
we're
it?
down just at the harbor. We had dinner. I'm with the kids, and I'm looking.
Well,
for
how are you going to meet anyone with the kids?
Well, no, my kids look like they look like my siblings at this point. Like my daughter looks like she's my age.
Okay,
It's
got
crazy.
it. So you saw men walk by, single,
I didn't see
no
any men,
ring.
but this is
Did
my
you see
problem.
no ring?
They're doing all these renovations at the harbor, so there's a really narrow pathway too. So all these people are walking back and forth, and we're really shoulder to shoulder. I don't make eye contact with anybody.
Why?
Apparently, that's probably why I'm unapproachable. I don't want anybody talking to me.
So, because this is the thing, you probably got used to no one talking to you, and you got scared at some point because you're like, I went out 2 nights. Like I remember we used to go out when we were single in Sex and the City era,
Oh, God, I love
and
it.
we'd go out to bars in New York and Miami. I did both. And, nobody picked you up. And then you felt really bad for the evening. Because I'd be like, how did these women
Yeah.
pick up these men so fast and sleep with them right away? They get men like every day.
Yeah.
And we were in New York and it was 5 women to 1 guy. And I'd be like, there's no way
No
the
chance.
odds are in my favor.
Yeah.
It's Hunger Games.
right.
And so I got used to nobody looking at me. I wasn't the prettiest.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't a 10. I didn't have the fake boobs. I have natural boobs. I
Yep.
didn't have the body like everybody else. And then you go online and you go one at a time. So my mom was always like, it's better to be introduced and it's better to go online in our case because they're looking just like you're looking.
Okay.
And then they'll pick what they want from a photo,
Okay.
even though it's not the greatest experience. It's not terrible.
better odds.
It's not terrible, right? Back in the early days of the websites before there were
Mm-hmm.
apps. And so my mom was like, I was never good at a party, she said. I go, I'm terrible at a party. I don't get the most attention. And when I did get the most attention, it was from women.
Right.
I was the women's god. They would
Right.
talk to me, come to me, blah,
Right.
blah, blah. And I'd be like, where are the fucking men? So some people are better one-on-one than they are in a group. And we might just not, our magnetism, this is a spiritual side of life, might be pushing the bad dudes away. There might not have been a qualified candidate that night.
Okay.
So if you're going out a lot and you're not meeting anyone and you're worried it's your looks or your demeanor or whatever you're doing, it just might be rejection is God's protection. You might be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
So what do you think? So when I do go on dates, do you think that I should, do you think that women who are in, that are more stronger personalities, that are independent, career focused, all of these things, right? Do you think that we should dumb it down or pretend to be this damsel in distress type
I think
female?
you need to be a mystery and not reveal everything.
Be more quiet.
Smile and be a mystery. Smile and be a mystery. Mysterious women get the men faster than anybody else. Don't give all your eggs away. Don't. If he shares a trauma, you don't have to go there and share your trauma.
So hard for me.
Yeah, you need to be
not
like,
talk.
oh my God, that must have been so difficult for you. How did you get through it? Be more
Make it about
interested in them. Don't give all your eggs away.
But then this is what they do. They're like, okay, enough about me. Let's talk about you. And I'm
you
like,
can
no,
talk
no,
about
let's
me.
keep talking about you.
You can deflect. You can say like, yesterday, her husband, the girl that was on the podcast, why was I single? I said, you know what? I just realized why. I dated for sex, and a lot of them were not good dudes. And now I'm not doing that anymore. And off we went to the next subject. We didn't stay on it and linger on it. And you could just say, we were too young to get married. Like somebody says, why are you getting a divorce? I said, we were too young together. He was my best friend. He wasn't my lover.
Yeah.
Lover. Keyword lover. He goes in his brain, well, I want to be your lover. You see what I just did? I did subliminal texting, which is basically telling him I'm receiving, I'm open, I'm available, but I'm not going to give you all my details.
Right.
Because the minute you give the details, what's he going to do?
Use them against you?
Thank you. Eventually.
Do you think that men who, is this like a red flag to the point where you shouldn't do a second date? If a guy comes into the date and they talk about why they're broken up from their ex and they kind of just shit on her.
I've had that on the first date a lot. Here's why I'm here.
Right.
Blah, 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 blah. I want to get that out of the way. And then
ex.
I just go, I really don't want to hear your story. One date I told this guy.
Can you shut the fuck up, please?
One guy I told, oh God, one guy cried on the, I've had some really bad dates last year. I've had some really, this was last year, but at the beginning of last year, right before Valentine's Day, a lot of these guys, one guy cried on the date because he was like, oh my God, you're the millionaire matchmaker. I want to.
Ew,
another guy talked too much
with him.
about millionaire matchmaker. I said, if you keep talking about Bravo, I'm going to think you're gay.
Yeah.
Because all my exes watch ESPN and none of them knew who I was.
Yeah.
Their daughter, their sister.
Right.
Someone said, that's the millionaire matchmaker.
Right.
It took like 3-4 dates in. And I said, I think you're gay. He's like, I'm not gay. I said, well, you know too much about Andy. That's what I'm going to tell you right now.
Maybe you don't know you're gay, but I know you're gay.
My girlfriend watched it. I said, did you have to watch it with her? Like, I was really on that. I don't like that Bravo thing.
I don't either.
Okay, that's a girl thing and gay thing. Gays and girls. Stay away, straight men. So then, unless you're
That's
watching.
our thing.
But, like George Clooney just watched Below the Deck in one of the countries because that was the only thing on. All right, I'll give you that. But the rest,
Also,
no.
George Clooney can kind of do whatever he wants.
Right. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So then I said to them, when we're talking about dating and you start to lead with your ex, you're not over them.
Ooh.
So that's the main issue. And you can't go anywhere from that. Unless that subject's, look, eventually it's going to come out. You'll take a walk on the beach, 6 dates in. Something will be said. You'll share, he shares. But on a first date, you're not over that ex. So again, the guy wasn't over the ex. So he kept talking to it. So I go to the car and I'm like, get out. And it was a Manhattan Beach volleyball guy, which I love those guys.
Tall.
And he really was into me. And I said, you're not over your ex. And then he called me the next, you're right, I'm not over my ex. Started crying on the phone. I was like, you want me to give it? So I referred to therapists.
Also, guys who, when you're very emotionally in tuned and you're smart and you're educated and you see the writing on the wall and you call it like it is, men don't, the guys who are not the good eggs, right? The ones who are trying to pull the sheet over women's eyes and the women who aren't falling
naive
for it.
Because they really like
They don't like that. They're not going to call you again for another date because they're like, you read me way too well. And that's like you said, it's God blocking,
Do not
the
give
disaster.
information.
Yeah.
You can give subtle pleasantries. Like you were at a cocktail party and Queen Elizabeth was there.
Right.
But you can't give your full this because they will take advantage of it.
Right.
They're pretending they're like innocent and good eggs and you don't know this motherfucker. Just like when I said go home with them on the first date, you don't know them.
Right.
You don't know what you could have gotten STD. You don't know what the hell it is. And by the way, people are getting STDs not from just intercourse, from going down, germs. Like there's bacterial infections. Like Bethany just had a bacterial infection from St. Bart's from the sheets.
The sheets.
Yeah, God only knows where that came from.
I don't want to know. It's so disgusting.
That wasn't a hotel. That was like
I thought it was a hotel.
No, I thought it was
she
a house.
She mentioned hotels and high-end
I thought it was a house, like a VRBO or something. Anyway, because most people get houses in St. Bart's.
Yeah.
But the point I'm making, unless it's Eden Rock, which is my favorite.
Beautiful.
But the point I'm making is that why would you give all this information away to someone you don't really know?
Well, because then I've been told that you're interrogating me because I asked so many questions. This was a long time ago because I haven't dated in a really long time.
What do you want to know? Give me something and I'll teach you how to ask the question.
Well, here's my problem is I want to know why them and their ex broke up. I want a roadmap. I usually am like, so why are you single? Okay, where are you from? Where's your family from?
You can just say, when's your last relationship?
Okay.
When's your last relationship?
But then
he'll spill when you say that.
Yeah.
Because he's going to get defensive. So can I ask you when your last relationship was? With a smile, and then he'll go into it. But be prepared for the answer. Be prepared for the answer.
Well, here's the thing too, is that my daughter is calling me, and
mom call. Did you read? Did you hear about the mean moms thing?
I'm working, G. I'm in the middle of a podcast. Call your dad. I didn't mean to text you that. It's an automatic
This
text
you should
response.
keep in. You should keep this in an edit. This is really
funny.
funny.
Call your dad. It's Wednesday. I love you.
Okay. Stop calling me. I'm in podcast.
Literally, even when that's why it's like, what's even the custody
How old is
difference?
she?
They call me for everything.
Because you're the mom.
Why
You're the mom.
do you have a dad? I mean, does he exist?
The dad doesn't do anything.
Doesn't do
the
shit.
mom
He
does
probably
it all.
forgot that he was supposed to pick her up from school
the
today.
mom does it all. We all know that.
It's
Nothing
ridiculous.
has changed in a million years.
No.
Okay?
I do believe that there are some dads that are just way more
needy.
Involved. No, involved.
My favorite is like when second David made his kids his friends. And then one day the kid goes, the younger daughter goes, I really want to go to the mall instead of going with you on the boat or whatever they were doing. And he goes, what do you mean? I planned my whole day. And I heard it on the phone and it was like on FaceTime. And I was like, oh God, you made that kid your best friend.
Are you okay?
And are you okay? And then I realized how creepy it was. Like it was creepy.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Also, okay, red flag or green flag if a guy has a very close relationship with his mom.
I thought you were going to say, does he have a small penis? But anyway.
I also want to get into that because I feel like you should be able to ask how big their
big
penis
you are,
is
6 inches,
before
5 inches.
the first date. I don't have time to waste.
Oh my God, that's hysterical.
Is that inappropriate? Would he be like, I'm not taking
And everyone
you out?
has measured them. You know that. You mean erect or unerect?
Absolutely. Sometimes women are like, I don't want a dick pic. I'm like, I kind of do because I want to know what we're working with. I don't have time.
I just want to know you're
waste.
circumcised. That's all I want.
Also, well, if you're dating a Jewish man, obviously.
No, but like we don't know if like everybody in the country is supposed to be circumcised, but you don't know.
This country.
And by the way, only like 20% in England have been circumcised.
I know that the hard
I found
way.
that. I found that out the hard way. It was a sharp.
Like, what is this
It was a Sharpay.
I did not know what
pretty.
it was.
It had no character.
It had no.
Okay, like,
it needs contour. I'm like, can we contour this thing?
It was the ugliest thing I ever saw.
So
I was like,
ugly.
get that thing away from me.
And that's what they're supposed to look like naturally.
No, I once heard about a guy who got a circumcision later in life because nobody would sleep with him.
You want to know that I dated a guy and I made him get circumcised? I was in my 20s. And I was like, I can't work with that. And he got circumcised when he was 31 years old.
Yeah.
And then I broke up with him.
What was the question before you asked me about,
okay, is it a red flag or a green flag if a man has a very close relationship with his mother?
It's not a red flag, but it's how close are they?
Okay.
So in other words, like my ex-fiance was way too close with his mother. She called, he ran. No matter what we were doing. It irritated the F out of me. And so like everything, like she couldn't do anything without
Are you Jewish?
Yes.
Okay.
And so I was like, ugh, I can't do this. It just annoyed me. But if it's too close where mommy has to approve everything, you're in trouble. You just got to find out how close they are. If it's a healthy relationship, Mom, I'm on a date, I'll call you back.
Right.
Like that kind of a guy, yes. But if it's like, what do you need, Mom? Okay, after the date, I'll come by, la, la, la,
right.
No.
And I feel like a lot of times women are like, oh my God, that's so sweet and you're so kind to your mom and you're so this. And usually it's the mom like who's
they're
not
not
going to let you
Jewish,
date a
though.
woman because she's like, I'm your priority. I'm numero uno. Or it's just
They're not Jewish. They don't understand.
Right.
It's
That's
like,
true. That's true.
We have firstborn Jewish syndrome. You know that, right? Okay.
It's different. It's definitely a different breed. And my mom always says, Here's the thing. Apparently, in the world you live in, there's a lot of tall Jewish men. Not where I'm from.
Where do you mean?
And my mom's
in
like,
New York?
they're
Where?
6 foot tall when they stand on their wallet.
My
I'm like,
mom said
Mom,
the same thing when they
not
stand on
all
their
of them.
money. That's such a Jewish thing.
We're very
Yeah, they're
Jewish.
7 feet tall and they stand on their money. I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah.
And I feel like
I can't date my son. I'm too taller than them, it's like dating my son.
hell
And I've
no.
tried to date short men. I am not attracted. This thing dries up like the
it
Sahara.
makes the rules. It calls the shots.
Yeah, it's like, maybe the penis does the picking, so does the vajayjay. The cooch runs the show.
I have definitely leaned more. So it's funny because my ex-husband is short, and the older I get, and
How
the
short
more
is
I
he?
date, I'm like, were you
How tall are
always
you?
this short?
How tall are you?
I'm 5'7", and he.
So am I.
He can't be more than 5'8". I swear to God. I'm like, you're
my
shrinking.
God.
Every time I see him, I'm like, you're literally shrinking. How are you this short?
Did he have a lot of money?
He's not when I met him, no. But I mean, we got pregnant.
Is
at
he real
19.
estate too?
No, he's an attorney.
Oh, that's
And he's
good. What
Cuban.
kind of attorney?
He's personal injury.
Oh, good.
Little
That's
ambulance
good.
chaser.
He's an ambulance.
But he makes good. He does well for himself. But it's that wasn't our life. We got divorced when I was 26, and now he has.
What did this last one? Tall?
The toxic one, the trauma bond?
Yeah.
Yeah, tall.
6'2"? Oh, God, that's the best. Best.
Yeah,
6'2"
I'm taking that
6'2".
out because I don't want anyone to know that because he's a piece of shit.
I put on certain apps, like, you can't go below this height. And I know 5'11" is really 5'9". So it's like.
Even 5'11" is pretty kind of short for me. Like, if it was
I
like
can't
a
do
unicorn,
5,
I would do 5'11".
I have to
but
do 6 and up, but I really
to
want
be.
6'1" and up.
But you know what it is too? It's like I've realized one of my main things is I have to feel safe in a relationship. I need to learn more about the emotional safety.
You need to feel itty bitty.
I want to feel not even I do.
You want to feel itty bitty, and that turns you on. And I want to be the little spoon. Sorry, end of story.
There is a personality element though that comes into it. A guy who's really confident, and and kind, and all of the things.
Yeah.
I could get past the height, but it's something where I'm an energy person. So when people are like, "What's your type?" I'm like, that's why the dating apps don't do well for me. I'm like, I need to meet you in person, and I need to feel what's going on. And sometimes that ends up being fucking toxic.
Well, first you need to get a phone call. Some people are really good on FaceTime and they can do that because that cuts the fat. Okay, but you're going to be judged if your light's not great and your makeup's not perfect. You're screwed. Okay, because remember, in person he'll smell you, and that also turns him on. You won't get that on FaceTime, but you got to hear the voice. I mean, do you know how many times a rugged guy has a feminine energy voice? And I said, "Are you gay? Like, what's really going on?"
Oh no!
And he's like, "What do you mean?"
Oh,
and he's like, looks like Paul Bunyan, and I'm like, "What do you mean?" And I'm like, "Okay, we're in trouble here."
There's like a theory, which honestly, the more I date, I'm just thinking it might be true, that all men are a little gay. Have you heard this?
I mean, I think the gay community wants to think that. I do not think that. My ex, David, the first David, he is not gay. He is 100% heterosexual.
Straight.
Oh yeah.
I would say that about my ex too, though. But he also, I mean, I'm not going to throw him under the bus, but like, I just never know. You never know.
Like
also, most guys like a little butt stuff, so I'm like, is that a little gay?
I don't really.
I know
get
there's
that.
a prostate in there, but I still think it's a little gay.
I don't like doggy style.
You don't like doggy style?
I'm missionary. I like to be dominated.
Guys like doggy style.
Okay.
So that's the other thing.
And
so
it's like, if you don't like that, we're screwed. Because I don't got booty like that. I have a tiny little ass.
Oh, that's true. So that's probably why I don't like doggy. You're not
I'm
confident
all
enough.
tits. If you don't like
you're like,
tits,
fuck
get
me
out
from
of
the
here.
front and see
No, that's the only way I
goods.
come anyway. So yeah.
That's also true. No one's coming. I'm not coming doggy.
Yeah.
Oh, they say the G-spot though from behind.
I don't like that. I always
The
feel like I have
G-spot?
to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, like that means you're
And
gonna
it hurts.
squirt, Patty.
And it hurts my cervix. And I will never do backdoor. So get out of here. My ex
Never
was
say
my
never.
I've tried it once and I hated it. And so my ex-boyfriend was like, "Give me back door." I said, "Yeah, on the wedding night." Like,
Yeah,
when we
okay.
were getting engaged.
Okay.
But then I said, and then I was like, "No, you're never getting it." Sorry.
Honestly, backdoor for wedding night. That's reasonable. I think
I'm not giving back. So
you're not
sorry.
giving back.
No.
Here's the thing.
I like it this way or get out.
But wait,
Sorry.
back to my original question because I actually would love a
I can't believe we're talking about sex.
opinion.
This is funny. You really get it out of me. I'm like, she's the best interviewer in the world. Nobody's gotten this out of me. Go on.
Can I ask? Okay, here. I guess it's not. Can I ask?
What?
But how do you think a man would respond if I genuinely? Because I don't have time to waste, Patty. I have children. I have 50,000 jobs.
Okay.
I do it all.
Okay,
I don't have
and?
time to waste on a date. I want to know what we're working with in this region for the man.
Well, you can ask. I mean, a man may feel emasculated, but then again, a straight, wrong, struggling
A guy who has a big dick
I'm 7
probably-
inches.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
And I'm circumcised, and it's beautiful. got a cute little pink head.
Ew, ick, stop bragging about it. Shut up, you know?
He's like, prove it. Send a picture.
Yeah. Can I get a dick pic? I'm the only woman in the world that wants the dick pic. I feel like everyone's so against them.
You're very critical of that.
I want it. Maybe, you know what it is? Maybe I'll wait, not before we meet, but I'll do one date and I'll somehow try to flirt around the idea. And if they avoid it, that probably means that they're
probably going to want something in return, though.
Have you ever been in real love, and what does real love feel like?
No.
To you?
I haven't. I thought I was, but it wasn't. It was infatuation. Yeah.
I feel like same.
Yeah. I either had my best friend and there was no sex. I had great sex and they weren't good to me. So no, I did not. I have not felt love. I want to. I've given love, that's for sure. They've fallen in love with me.
Right.
I haven't fallen in love with them. No.
So have you ever then,
and I don't think it's a protection thing. I think it was poor choices, poor men. Like if I went to when I went to God Upstairs and I said, this is the list you gave me, loser central, like I can't do better than this, like I'd be upset. Yeah.
Do you think though that if you've never been in real love, have you ever had real heartbreak?
Yes, I've had terrible heartbreak.
From the
where
infatuation.
I thought I was in love, yeah. Where I thought I was in love, but that wasn't love. That's infatuation.
And this has happened repetitively, or it happened once and now you've learned from your mistakes?
No, it's happened more than once.
So
maybe
there's a common...
different age groups, 30, 40s, like, you know, you get older, you get wiser, but there's different mountains and things like that. I was once addicted to someone for 4.5 years for sex and addicted to him. Catnip sex. Catnip sex, Mark.
What's that mean?
And meaning he was like catnip to me and I was a cat. And I was addicted and I couldn't get off it. It took 4 years to get...
Are you a sex addict?
No, he was my boyfriend. Then we broke up. Then we had an open relationship, which I do not recommend. Don't ever do that. And then this is why I wrote this book. This is why I learned from my mistakes. And then he went off with someone else. I went off with someone else. It was like we would always come back to each other and have sex, and we were addicted. And finally, in the end, I go, this isn't working. I don't want this. And the minute I snapped, he fell in love with me, wanted me, marry me. And I said no. And the next day, I met the first fiance. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So if there's one, for all the single people out there, men and women, I guess I will say, even though my following is women, so let's gear it more towards them. What's the one piece of advice you give to your, multi-million-dollar clients? What is the biggest, most valuable piece of advice you give them for dating?
Okay, so I'm not a normal matchmaker. I have psychic ability and intuition when it comes to my clients. So I'm reading all their traumas, their ancestral trauma, and I'm seeing how to fix that, like you saw on the show, even though it was like 42 minutes on the air to fix one problem.
Right.
Okay, and I'm working with them. So what I've learned is that unless you get healed, you can't get a healed person. But it doesn't mean you're 100% healed. You're always going to have learning curve. You're always going to be, like Earth is a school. You're always going to be in school. You could be 90 and learn a lesson, But if you're not working on yourself, then you can't expect to get the healthy person at the local grocery store. It's not going to happen. No, it's not going to happen. Because water seeks its own level. Now, you might attract them, but you'll destroy it. You'll destroy it. You might get a healed person. The alcoholic always gets the healed person. And then they destroy it. And then the healed person goes, I don't really want that. The codependent person will go to Al-Anon and put up with the nonsense. Healed person's going to go, why do I need this? What's going on here? Yeah.
I think it's also when you come out of a traumatic experience like you've experienced, I've experienced, it is part of the healing process is learning to trust yourself again. Because for me, it was like, how did I tolerate that?
I make mistakes? But you remember, you are not a psychic. You can't see everything this person is. What you have to say to yourself is, one red flag means no. Don't go past that red flag. You go past that red flag, you are now in a danger zone. You're in the hot spot. And what's going to happen is you're going to fall in quicksand because they're not going to change from that red flag. And the red flag is significant, not like how he chooses food or brushes his teeth. This is like a significant, you knew he was cheating and you said you took him back. Okay? You knew he was broke and he was stealing money from you. You took him back.
Wow.
These are significant red flags. We're not talking about like, you're Jewish and I'm Christian, will you allow Christmas tree in the house and you're Jewish? Like, you can always work on those issues. Or the way he dresses, okay? But if he has psychological issues, he's on serious medicines that, I don't want to go to the schizophrenic lane like we saw with Rob Reiner's son.
Right.
Like there were many red flags there. I mean, I feel so bad for this family, how they couldn't find him. Like I would have institutionalized him.
Yeah, it's
But
hard.
I know you can't because it's your child. But, and you know what that feels like.
Look how that turned out.
Right. So, but if you see a red flag where you're in danger, physical or mental danger, get out.
Right.
Block them. Tell them not to come to your home. It might get in a restraining order situation at some point because they might be really seriously unwell. Okay. But at the end of the day, you need to protect you need to put yourself first.
Right.
It's either you or him. Right? And it better be you.
Has to be.
Yeah.
Has to be you.
Has to be you. And most women do not do that.
Yeah.
But it'll change. Like I have a friend who's dating an alcoholic. He's done some really disruptive shit. Now they're in the good phase. Goes through bad phase.
Oh, yeah, the cycle.
And like went on vacation and they're playing. And he's like, he's working on himself. And she would go 4 months and not talk to him. And then he'd always come back in. He begged her back. And I thought, what good's going to come from this? She said, if this doesn't work, I'm going to be single forever because I can't. I just don't think anyone's out there. And I'm like, so you rather have an alcoholic who, on certain days are nice and certain days are not.
Right.
I couldn't do it.
I couldn't. I mean,
I know what that road is like as a child. I watched my mother. You can't give me that.
I think women, especially men too, I'm sure when you're like, I'm an empath.
Me too.
And so I feel like a lot of empaths, we don't put ourselves first by nature. We put the man first or our partner
I will
first.
give you the best example. So my last boyfriend, who I loved dearly, I thought I loved him. He's probably the closest thing I got to love, although he didn't deserve it. It was only 10 months. We were at Christmas, and the narcissist always disrupts the holidays. You know that, right? With the narcissist, he's notorious for doing that. Any narcissist will disrupt it because the attention's not on them. Okay, kids are in the car. TikTok's, it's early days of TikTok. They're talking about it. He doesn't know what it is, and he feels excluded. And he blames me, not the kids. So he takes it out on me, come outside, and it's the first time in 6 months he's unleashed his anger. I've never seen anger like this before. And I'm an empath. It's Christmas. The kids want to open the presents, go to church, eat food, whatever. They are so upset, they run outside to protect me. Stop yelling at her, stop yelling at her. And they show me a video of him yelling at them. And they didn't want me to find out he had a temper. This was one of his problems. So what does the empath do? He's screaming, attacking me. I go out of my body. I'll never forget this moment. And I go, oh my God, you're in so much pain. I want to heal you.
Me. Same. We can fix you.
And that moment on, he controlled the board.
Yep.
He controlled the board. I was screwed. I was screwed. And then he would take it out on me in the car. There's no place to go when someone's screaming at you.
Yep.
So one day he screams at me for some stupid thing, and I'm taking it. And this is my mom and my dad, mind you, and I'm taking it. And I don't realize it at the time. It took me a minute.
Right.
And I attracted this, obviously, to heal it. You attract things like, if you're looking at yourself going, oh my God, Patti, that's me, you're attracting it to heal yourself from it. You're not attracting it to be abused. You're attracting it, heal yourself, and it will never happen again.
But at the first time, because it was 6 months before you knew that. So
exactly.
you weren't attracting it for that first 6 months.
No, but I didn't, but now I know. Like if it had happened, I'd get out.
Right.
So he's screaming at me. There's no place to go in the car. And the first thing you do when someone annihilated you, you sulk. You go like into your hole and you go like this, right? So I did that. He goes, what are you going to sulk the whole day? Got really nasty. What do you guys? Because I was silent and he had no more ammo. He was dying for more ammo.
You didn't feel
and
the fire.
I was like quiet and he's like, you're going to sulk? Is this the way the day's going to go?
Oh God, yeah, you're
and
the bad guy.
And then we go to a place where there's people, his family, switches gears. Hey, baby, you want a soda? Hey, sweetie. Da-da. I'm like, oh my God, I'm in Schizophrenicville. So I realized, why do we do this? Why do we attract our childhood trauma and our and ancestral trauma? Sometimes it's ancestral. Like my mother, I'm definitely attracted by biological mother's ancestral trauma. And so we do that to heal ourselves so that what will we tolerate? So when I went on the Christmas Eve date, it was laid out for me. 2 drinks, plastic alcoholic, sends me a picture at the pool he's cleaning with the Coors can. Like I knew. Okay. And then he didn't treat me right. Because anybody who would meet me would be like, what are you doing on New Year's Eve? I want to be with you, right? That's the way. Right. And I go, next. So my friends are like, you're not going to give him a chance. He's so good. He was hot. You're not going to give him a chance. And I went, no. There's no chance.
Right.
He treats women, all women, like this. That's why he's single. He might get a girl's codependent.
Yeah.
But I'm not that girl.
I think it's funny because people think, like, we use the terms red flag, green flag, right? And red flag means stop. Red flag isn't like yellow. It's like, it doesn't mean keep looking. Maybe
it's
you
not
can fix
yield.
It's a red fucking light. A green light means continue, move forward. The red flag means stop.
And when you feel insecure and you're not pretty enough, you're not skinny enough, you're not young enough, you will tolerate this bad behavior because anything's better than being alone.
Right.
Wrong.
Right.
Learn to be alone. Learn to look forward to Saturday night where you get to watch all your favorite shows and eat all your favorite foods and take the best bath of your life. Learn to look forward to that. When you look forward to that, everything shifts. Now, here's another thing I want to just stress before we close out. One thing you have to learn is you will attract bad people your whole life. This myth that, they'll never show up once you learn the lesson. The light always attracts the dark because they want our essence.
And
they want our vibration.
Yeah.
They want to ride the ride to ascension with us where they didn't pay the toll. They don't get to get in there free. They don't have an all-access pass. We do. And so the problem is they're always going to come up. But what are you going to do? Are you going to tolerate it? Or are you going to get rid of it and go, no, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Your
Thanks,
self-worth.
God.
Right.
That was great. I had a great Christmas dinner, but he's not my guy. Thank you.
Wow. Yeah, we've got to put ourselves
Get in
before.
gratitude. I used to say this to my friend, some bad men would come our way, good-looking bad men.
They're always
really
good-looking.
sexy men. And I'd say, thanks, God, for showing I still got it. I don't want him, but thanks for showing. He's not the total package.
Someone else's.
But thank you for showing me at my age.
Yeah.
I can still attract a man who still wants to sleep with me. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then they don't, they may not show for a while, but every now and then you'll get a bad egg and you'll go, all right. So I went on one date with that. It's not terrible. I got out of the house. I got to put on makeup.
Put makeup
I
on.
looked pretty. It was Christmas Eve. I had a really nice time. The food was great. If you get in gratitude for the smallest little things, that'll bubble up and that'll attract better people.
Right.
Not just men, but better people, business associates. Family might come out of the woodwork that you wanted to see for a while that you hadn't seen. Your energy will shift and the light will attract more light. But when you get that dark, your job is to go, no thanks, Lucifer. You're hot, but I ain't fucking you.
Well, and you have to be so healed that when you are the light attracting the light, you accept it and not talk yourself out of it.
Well, that's what I mean. When I went out of my body and was like, I'm going to heal this motherfucker, I was like, what am I thinking?
I know.
It took me months to go back to that, to go, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
I felt so sorry for him because I saw that he was in so much pain.
And then you mother.
Right, because he wasn't getting attention. And I said, there was this little boy that wasn't getting attention and was throwing a temper tantrum.
Yep.
And that's what it was. And I went, oh.
I know. Let me help you.
Yeah, it's like he was like a puppy.
Because you're an empath. You see the child in them and you want to help and you don't want to abandon. And also, like my
And
ex,
he knew that. He knew that
they're
I
like
would be the
parasites.
person that would, come here and let me help you. Let's that wound. Yeah, he knew it.
my ex used to, not my ex-husband, the trauma bond. He used to tell me, I would say, what is this behavior? This behavior is unacceptable. And he would say, what would you do if it was Jacob, who's my 11-year-old son? And I go,
oh my God,
how I would handle my 11-year-old
threatened by
son,
your son
is different than how I should be handling my supposedly equal partner. You are not a child.
His words were, he was threatened by your son.
Yeah. Crazy.
And
Crazy.
then at the end, when we were done, he had called me, and I told him never to call me again, but he had called me a while back, like a year ago. And he said to me, I was jealous that my kids liked you better than me. Which was true.
Talk about insecure.
Because I am a rational, level-headed person, and when he doesn't get away, his first reaction is to scream and throw a tantrum. Yeah, and they were scared for a long time. I said that's because they live in a state of fear. Two of your kids have moved away. There's a reason they don't live here. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow.
So anyway, the point I'm making is the light will always attract the dark. So stop beating yourself up if you keep attracting bad men. It's just the law of averages. Eventually one good one's going to show up. You just got to keep getting out there.
Yep.
You're going to get banged up a bit.
Yeah.
You're going to lose a lot of games.
Don't give up. Don't give up, ladies. It was so amazing having you here. I have learned so much. The original the original matchmaking queen. I'm
Thank
so
you.
glad you were able to come all the way down here from Marina Del Rey. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you so much. Let everybody know where they can find you.
Oh, you can find me on Instagram, Patti Stanger with an I, or you can go to millionairesclub123.com. And whether you're a client or whether you're a dater, just register there. And there's an S in millionairesclub123.com.
Amazing. Thank you guys for being here. I can't wait for next week. Make sure you like and subscribe. Pretty Dirty, and we'll see you guys next week.